ride along and everything. Because my son wants to be a cop. I think he'll be a good cop. And I know good cops like that. Who want to bring other people in who are good people. You know, not all cops are bad.
Oh no.
People just take.
Well, and that's why that's why I have these conversations. There's some people on my side who's like they are probably racist. There's some people on your side who think all cops are bad. You know what I mean? But the majority of us are right here in the middle.
Are we still live?
In all of this, and what in the big city specifically. So let me ask you this.
Boom.
Let me ask
So
you this,
sorry
though.
about that,
So,
everybody.
I pulled over out in Lincoln.
We had internet issue, and internet issue has been fixed.
I'm pretty chill and relaxed.
They won't let the
because I know
protesters
this guy.
down,
So
and they won't let the other side
I
come
would
through the
imagine in
counter.
cities they don't really know
Come
each
through,
other.
so the
Would it
police
help?
does have
Not
set
regardless of
Okay,
the
so we are in
But there's more people in
Grayson,
those communities
Kentucky,
that-
St.
you go
Louis,
pull over by
Missouri
your
at the
buddy
top
who's
right,
an
and
police
Zinc,
officer wherever he's
Arkansas at the bottom
You'd-
right.
But they're getting ready to march down there.
You'd feel better though knowing
And you know
that
the
if you
police are
knew the
not gonna let
guy.
them through, but they're getting ready to march down.
You know, the only people who don't know us is like the Togo, the Anglo police, and like a couple sheriffs. Like, I've been pulled over before. She was driving. We used to have an age group. You know what I'm saying? And she was driving. We had just got done dropping off. The kids out there front calls out 6 feet behind the front. Just up on the we got too. It's cop.
What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back. Sorry about that, everybody. We had internet issue, and the internet issue is now fixed.
Oh, look, there go Bobby.
He hits his lock.
Bobby out the window.
Oh my gosh. On the left, we're in Grayson, Kentucky. On the right, we're in St. Louis, Missouri. And at the bottom right, we are in Zinc, Arkansas.
I get asked that.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
But maybe.
Welcome back,
maybe
everybody.
It's because you're a guy instead of being a black guy. Because I would get asked that too. You know, now I ain't saying it wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't. You hear me? I was just trying to throw it out there. It might have been why.
I'm gonna walk down. I'm still gonna walk down now. I'm gonna walk down.
Hey man, there you go.
I don't know yet. I was speeding for Aaron. I was on 82 and 7 milk.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
smash
okay.
that like
Show
button
you.
for me, everybody. Ring that bell for notifications. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We are in Grayson, Kentucky. There are protesters for Black Lives Matter and counter-protesters. There have been some scuffles. A couple of fights have broken out in Grayson, Kentucky here, but things have leveled out. They seem to be pretty peaceful. Good conversation seems to be happening. It's just been a march here in St. Louis at the top right, and it's a very heated situation down here at the bottom right in Zinc. A lot of armed guys on both left and right. Supposedly they're I don't want to speak to stuff I've only heard, but there were snipers or something like that down here at the bottom right. I'm not exactly sure. Yo, what's up, everybody? Bro Fist, Joe, what's up?
And not thinking, because I'm irrational at this point. I'm pissed off that I'm being pulled over. I feel like I'm being treated.
I'm gonna walk you down to the line.
He says,
What's up, everybody? Bro Fist. Bro Fist. Ad, what's up, Bro Fist?
So we're marching again, right?
I'm gonna walk y'all down to that line in just a second. You're gonna notice you have Boone County Sheriff Department. They won't let no one in unless you're a resident of that town.
Do you have anything in the car I need to wear on?
The other side, they keep it away.
I mean, at the end of the day, I just always tell myself to remind myself. I mean, they got a family they're trying to get home to, you know, and yeah. Well, all right. Let me ask you this: do you think that if I was wearing this shirt down the hood somewhere,
All right, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
When I leave out here, I think I'm gonna leave the speed on.
Yeah.
Because I really want y'all to see the people that's on the side of the road with their guns. And boy, they are just joking.
Or he's not from here. You know what I mean? Well, do you think I'll sell drugs if I want to?
No,
I got you.
You looking for?
You think I was looking for him? But then instantly I'm gonna be like, this dude ain't from here.
How you doing?
You know what I mean? Just like you can't
All right.
this dude's not from here. I don't know who he is or what he's doing. Yeah, but I mean, I just meant. Yeah, I agree. I meant 690.
Okay, you have some of the locals walking down from back there, actually. Let's see, you do have Boone County.
I got you.
Boone County Sheriff Department.
Bear with me, everyone. I'll be right with you.
This has nothing to do with race, but I believe some of the biggest problems in this country right now are the lack of fathers. Even if they're there and they're not absent, they're not being.
Actually,
Oh, I agree.
there's a lot of people.
I agree.
To get rid of black fathers in the household.
It was.
You gotta really look straight.
And it was the Democrat Party who did that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
A lot of people down that way.
Yep.
That's the reason why the police have
Well,
two sections.
and that's
This
another
section
issue
right
I
here,
believe
that you see where the
should
Boone
be
County
part of the
Sheriff Department is
messaging
at?
on you guys'
And
side.
if you look further
Space
down,
Frog.
another section is
Come on
blocked off
now.
again.
LOL.
So that way can't nobody get past them.
So
Because
this
he
is
said the reason
where
why
we're
they got it
hearing
blocked
audio
off
from right now.
Because he don't want he
Zinc,
said any little
Arkansas.
thing to spark something.
And it's very heated. They're worried about sparking something.
What was the
The Heat magazine.
what is it?
The Heat magazine. You go to Facebook and put it
Heat magazine. Is there anywhere besides Facebook? You don't do Facebook.
He actually still can see it if he just go pull it up. Just go there because it's gonna be open. It's
Okay.
open page.
Yeah, look at his shirt. It says Heat magazine. The Heat magazine. So you can see right there.
Magazine,
See it?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody should be
Pull it up on Facebook. You'll be able to see a lot better footage. They got better cameras and shit.
profiting off of holding someone else captive.
All right, baby. I love you.
Really? Michael Jordan is. I did not know that.
On that side.
I did not know that.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't agree with anybody making a profit off of locking someone else up.
Somebody goes to prison in the state of Ohio.
Well, I have Boone County Sheriff. Boone County Sheriff is going to take me to the other side. Well, not the sheriff. Well, one of the guys
They get it all over
that's
again.
from the other side is going to
Let me ask
escort
you
me there.
this.
You want to escort us? They want us to escort him on their side.
And over.
Man, I seen you yesterday at the Capitol, man. Oh, that's what you doing?
But that was you. I was there.
Hey.
Did you know that in New York
Get around
City,
us.
Boy, I go everywhere.
has a over
They got to keep up with the work.
if you're a black baby inside the womb in New York City, you have a greater chance of being murdered. So how, you know what I mean? If you want to stand up for that, I'm with you, brother. I'll go march in the streets with you right now to stop murdering the black babies in the womb.
So they're actually escorting me to the other side. Right. Ain't no reason I can't see both of them.
Yeah, TikTok is toast. TikTok is toast.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that? Is that a positive or a negative? 1 for positive, 2 for negative.
I hear you, but
was at the
at the same
Capitol.
time, from my standpoint, it's hard for me when somebody says Black Lives Matter and I say, okay.
Bitch, you do. You got to come back all the way down here.
Well, I can't come back. Either they matter or they don't. It's like saying a black person in Kentucky matters, but the one in Michigan don't.
They matter. And like I said, I don't agree with it, but who am I to tell a female what to do with their body?
Well, that'd be like me saying, well, I don't agree with slavery or
All right,
racism.
everybody,
but who am I
smash
to-
that like button. I think that all social media as a whole is a cancer to our society, and it has been. It's severely damaged our ability to have relationships in person. I mean, I guess now it's helpful if there's a pandemic,
What's
but
going on, y'all?
at the same time, it's hurt even the way that we communicate with each other, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know. So I say ban them all,
Same
man.
goes to you, man. Absolutely. I just, he's lagging. He's tight. All right, we'll see you, man. Good talking to you. Thank you.
How y'all doing? All right.
Well, he did agree that they do matter. We'll catch up with the group here so I can get across the street.
All right, guys. So we have
Oh,
Grayson,
you're not marching
Kentucky
that way
on the
anymore?
left. We have St. Louis, Missouri on the top right.
I
And we
you know
have
where
a
the
very
one-
heated situation in Zinc,
Oh.
Arkansas, which is
Well, we
the
were talking to
home
these
of
conservative
the
guys a little bit,
KKK, as well as
Right. I
well,
see
not
that.
as well as anything. It's just they're very worried about something happening. The sheriff has
cross. I think it's
voiced
great.
that
Hey, if I don't
they're
see
very
you
worried
before,
about something
you get out here, man,
sparking
it's good
here.
meeting you, good talking to you.
And
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
Derek
like to
Evans, the
speak to
activist.
stuff that
That's
I've
where
only
we all
heard,
day.
but I've heard that there are
Yep,
snipers in
Send me a message
Zinc,
or something
Arkansas
whenever
right
you're back in
now.
town sometime and
I don't
buy some
know
lunch or
what that
something.
means or what that's about, but
Yeah.
that's what this guy's saying.
How y'all doing? What's going on? Going all right?
I hear you. I know how it goes. DERRICK. ICK.
Okay, this is the other side, you all.
Yep. Yep. EVANS.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be accurate. It
See,
just
that's
that's
when
what
you do
this
good press.
guy's thing here says is it's the home of the KKK.
Awesome.
I don't know what it is or
Even
isn't.
to the other
Buy
side.
some lunch or something, all right?
I'm
Nice
not
to
a
meet you,
very-
man.
Bring me back here.
I'm not big on history.
So I believe,
Used to be.
I don't know, we're going to hang out for here for a second. I believe they've had enough
You
of
sure can.
marching through the Patriot group, the conservative group.
Yeah, they
They
definitely
went on
escorted
down
me
that way
back
this
here.
time.
How many homes does the
People are
KKK
gonna
supposedly
go
have?
Just going to hang out here for a second.
They
You
said
know,
the
once
Stone
again,
Mountain
though,
was the home.
I'm very tuned
Yeah,
with that to hear
who
what the
knows?
gentleman,
That's not the
you know,
point here. The point is we're seeing
I don't think
a
it ever thought
large
about whether
armed
Black
response
lives on
from
the
the
wall
right, which is,
mattered or
man,
not.
I saw
Once
this
again,
coming
that's
a
why you have
mile
these-
away since
these
before Portland.
conversations. I don't think it's something he'd ever
Not to sound boastful or like a know-it-all, but I knew that they were trying to incite a reaction from the right, and here we go. We have it.
He never really considered that. I don't
Angelina,
think,
what's up?
And,
Sister
so I
Fist.
could plant a seed. Brought up some good points on stuff as well. And but for me personally, I can't take you serious if you're going to tell me Black Lives Matter in one breath, and in the next breath tell me it's okay to murder black babies in the womb. I can't take you serious. It's either they matter or they don't. The location doesn't matter. It'd be like saying a black life in Kentucky matters,
Boy, I feel
but one
good
in
about here. God.
Pennsylvania doesn't. The location shouldn't matter. Black Lives Matter.
Portland has now it's back to the for a while before the major rioting started in front of that federal courthouse. That federal courthouse acted as a distraction for a while. We did see Portland marching in the
Thanks, Vic.
suburbs
I
and
agree
the
with
surrounding
Morris.
areas of
Thanks, Bonnie, I
Portland.
appreciate it.
Person that came over.
And well, that's what we're seeing again. Is now it's in the neighborhoods.
I'm the only person
So
that
it's
came
not
to the other
necessarily
side.
over,
Was
but I don't think we're going to see any more activity necessarily at that courthouse or the normal scene that we're used to seeing. Activity.
Absolutely, Marla. I agree with you 100%. As we saw today, they will step up and defend themselves. Grayson did a great job. I'm not walking all the way down there with that group. I'm just going to stand here
Yeah.
and read some comments here for a minute. So,
CO.
Anastasia, hi.
well, guess what, Stephanie? Brandon,
hey,
I see
everybody.
you. Why
We
would I
have
worry about Black
Grayson,
Lives? Why would
Kentucky
I
on the
not?
left.
Why do you not?
We
if you
have
support Black
St.
lives,
Louis,
why do you
Missouri
not
on the
support
right,
Black lives
top
in the
right,
womb?
and we have
That's
Zinc,
someone's son, that's
Arkansas at the
someone's
bottom
daughter,
right.
Someone's grandson, someone's granddaughter, someone's brother, someone's sister. Why do you not care? I can't take you serious. Thank you, Donna. Thanks for watching. I have Joey. I have thought about coming to Louisville. Just gonna get some time. I know there's probably a lot of people watching my videos for the first time. I do this quite a bit, but I'm also running a campaign. I'm running for State House in West Virginia, so I've been kind of tied up with that and haven't been able to travel as much or as far to cover these events. If I get time, I'd like to get to
Okay, get
Louisville.
the water.
I did get part of the fight on film, Cindy, at the very beginning of this. I don't know, I'm guessing 10, 15 minutes in, but I don't know that
You ain't
for
gotta
sure.
get
so there was
your
definitely
name in it, but
a good little
just-
fight, a little scuffle took place.
I
There's
know
only
you
a few
invite me
police
to the other
officers here
side
at
so I
the
can come
time.
see.
And so,
Tell me a little bit about how do you feel about them coming.
thank you, Bill. I agree.
Down,
I think I made
south
some
side
headway
coming
today,
down.
too. Yeah, there was definitely more people here this week, Josh. I don't know if they're coming back or
What's
not.
up,
but definitely
Walter?
Had a bigger group this week,
What's
bigger
up,
crowd.
everybody? Smash
And
that
they
like
were
button and share this out over on
definitely,
Facebook if you can, guys. Or over on YouTube if you can. That would be the best thing.
Brave, I guess. is
that
the
would
word
just
I'd
be the
say.
best.
More vocal, that'd be the word. They were definitely more vocal this week than last week. I support All Lives Matter as well, David. Absolutely. Thanks, Sherry. Absolutely, Timothy. LaDonna, I don't know anything about going on.
Exactly right. How long have you
Owensboro
live in
on the
this
6th.
area
Actually,
too as well?
I can't. I'll be in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so
on the 6th.
I know a lot of people was talking about a
If you guys haven't
church.
done so, please like my page. I appreciate it.
What church are they talking about?
Well, it depends on what religion you are.
Because that's all I keep hearing
I don't
about
know,
this church.
Billy,
It's
that's
church. It's a
that's
church.
great
And,
question. It's going to be interesting what happens there.
This guy must be
We'll see.
very
There's
rural,
an old church in town.
way out in the country, because his cell phone reception is trashed.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it, and I agree with you, buddy.
And I guess it's
I agree with you.
20th century, right? So,
It has been.
yeah, it's not even, you can't even occupy
I don't know if
it
she's a
anymore.
teacher or not, Aubrey. That's a good question. I should have asked her.
and I see
I'm
some of the
sure
locals
some
are
people who
actually
follow the page will be able
pretty
to,
nice. They
answer
actually,
that for us, right?
some come up to you and talk to you. They said they're not here for no
I agree, Josh. I didn't think I was crazy. I thought she was too. I agree.
trouble. They just
A lot
They
of
just want some
people-
peaceful.
a lot
So,
of
Jason,
people-
I remember, man. I appreciate you guys coming up there and standing up there that day
This is
with us at
probably
the
the,
abortion
some of
clinic.
the biggest
Um,
excitement
thank you,
we'll
Eva.
have
I
all
appreciate it.
year. It's kind of like a fair comes to town, okay?
Thank you, Trish. Have fun in Georgia.
As you can see,
Thanks,
I
Paul.
would
Appreciate
agree,
you, man.
Gilbert, man. I would agree,
Right.
brother.
they're just here.
Good to see you, man.
Aubrey,
Bro
I don't know if she's a
fist.
teacher or not. I
And
don't
the
know
best
her.
way
I've
I
never
can
met her
morning.
before
You know,
today,
when the
as far as I
Civil
know,
War
anyways.
First started.
So we'll
There
I
was
don't know, maybe
families
somebody
that
who
had
follows my
picnics.
page here and from the
There
local
were
area
families
can
that had
answer that for us.
picnics.
I don't know. There you go, Larry. Larry, did you stream to your YouTube page today
For the
from here?
first battle, because they thought it was
Thank you,
gonna be over
Brenda.
right then. Well,
Amen, Joe.
people come out just to see what was going to happen. Thank God.
Yes, I support all lives
I agree with
matter.
that, Deborah.
I don't know what you're wanting me to speak on that. If you can clarify, I'll be happy to.
A lot of confusion,
That's exactly
delirium,
right, man. That's kind of how it usually goes, unfortunately.
division. Division being the main goal, I believe. All
You
right.
know what, Stacy? I agree with
This
you on
is-
that 100%. I think that's wrong. I think in that aspect, it is a woman's body. If she wants to have a hysterectomy or tubes tied or whatever, shouldn't need any permission from a man to have that
The
done.
news
I
media
agree
on
with
one
you
side.
100%. But I would say that
And that's a good thing.
And me and him,
the baby
we're
inside
not
the womb
on
is
either
not a
side.
woman's body.
We're just here to
So
keep
therefore,
this.
she don't have a right.
I think we've got what, about
In
7
that aspect,
people
I do
in
agree
here.
it is a woman's body.
And we're not here.
I should not be able to control.
Well, I
whether or not
appreciate you.
your tubes tied or not.
I've seen you in Little Rock and
It's her
appreciated
body,
what was
her
going on.
individual rights as a person. So I agree with you on that.
Magazine, Little Rock.
It would be, Bill. Absolutely,
Appreciate
would
what
be
you done. You didn't take sides. You reported what was going on.
would be
both sides.
scary.
These people here are
Nah,
not dead.
it hasn't
Oh, I
really
believe
kicked
it.
off.
I mean, I just been talking to a few of them. They actually was pretty nice people. They just trying to figure
Thank you, Shirley. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching.
Yeah.
more or less and trying to see who you
I don't
are,
want her to
but
teach my kids
everybody's
either,
just
Aubrey.
tired.
But if-
Absolutely not.
everybody came to me and
Thanks,
spoke.
Don, I appreciate it.
I never had an issue not with one.
Thanks, Adam. I
Person.
appreciate it,
Everybody's
man.
tired
Yeah, I
of
got
the
the Make
destruction
America
going
Great
across
Again
the United
shirt.
States.
I usually wear my either this hat or my
tired of
Keep
the
America Great
destruction.
Again hat, but my
Half of these
red Keep
people,
America Great Again hat was in my wife's vehicle, and she was gone today.
nuts.
So
when they
no
funeral
worries,
in
Larry. I was just
Chicago.
curious.
You
Shut
rock,
up.
Angelina. That's exactly what I was
Everyone
looking
got
for.
shot. Didn't matter what color they were.
Huge
They
help.
was heartbroken.
Wow, thank you so much.
Still
Shout
staying
out to all
here.
the Link
There's still
warriors out there
one
helping
on
out
the
with the
street. There's not a
links.
whole lot in
Everybody's
action.
tired of the destruction. We don't want our
Any
buildings
minutes, just
burned.
hang out for a few minutes.
We don't
I agree,
want-
Susan.
And you know what I
Both
think,
sides,
and that's another thing. I meant to ask him that
Thanks, Joe.
as
Appreciate
well.
it, man.
I think a lot of it.
I'll try to be safe, Josh. I'm not gonna lie. There for a little bit when the group
Go down here. This is where the line has been drawn.
Okay, so we have
Pretty much a trespassing, I guess, on this.
Dazed, what's up? We have Grayson, Kentucky on the left, and we have Zinc, Arkansas on the
Mainstream
right.
media down here.
That's right, Joe.
Dazed, Bro Fist Man, what is up?
All lives matter. Oh, thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. I really do. I don't like to think
How y'all doing? Alright, it's good. It's good. I was born in Fast. Oh, UMO News is an unbiased media outlet. We're here to show my cards.
Oh, wow. Okay, LaDonna, I
Thank
didn't know
you.
about that. I'll
We
try
are
to
here
find
just
out more
to
information
show the truth,
about
not let
that.
anybody get painted in a bad
I'll
light.
be,
You know, yeah, a
I
lot
don't
of
think I'll be in
mainstream
town. I believe I'll be in
turns into
Dallas,
one way,
Texas.
so we're just
on
here showing
that
both
date.
sides.
But I will double check, and if not, I'll
Yes,
maybe
sir.
drive
Thank
to.
you.
All right, so this town is not allowing entrance to anyone other than who lives there.
Would y'all know? Well, I guess I'll ask them. Excuse me.
That's the most
Sorry to
recent thing I
interrupt you
heard.
guys. Excuse me, fellas. Sorry to bother y'all. Would y'all be able to let me know, is there like a town or citywide curfew or anything like that for this type of situation going on? Or? No.
Disturbing the peace.
Once they get ready to go, they can go. Okay. I didn't know what it was gonna be. 'Cause we don't necessarily have.
Crap.
Most
Trying to keep y'all. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. The reception out here in Zinc is
I know
bad.
They actually said that the actual town. I didn't know there was more of the town actually down that way, and like that. I was actually speaking to some people who came down there from down here. But we're just trying to get an understanding. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers. I just want to be able to actually give this side an opportunity to.
You know when what time they're talking about Rationality?
No, they're saying that they're going to be. They're planning on coming down this direction and everything. So with that being said, we'll see how it goes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I'm pressed. I'm just.
I got your card.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good one.
All right, guys.
Here today because of my childcare situation, so I'm gonna have to head out. I want to tell each and every one of you that I am beyond honored that you came today.
Beyond
This
honored.
is crazy. We have been getting threats for weeks now, real death threats. We've been threatened with body bags, pig farms, rifles. We've got people driving by, even right now, brandishing their weapons on us. I don't know if you guys have been seeing
Brooklyn
that.
in the house. What's up, BK? Good afternoon. Bro fist.
You guys need to know that each of you, are the new face of the new civil rights era. And without you guys today, this would not have been possible. Aaron and I would probably be 6 feet under right now. So we thank you because your presence has kept us safe. Your bodies have literally kept us safe. And that you are willing to walk into what is a viper's nest for us is absolutely incredible. And it is because of people like you.
So now the only view we have is in Zinc,
history
Arkansas.
has
So bear
ever
with me.
been made, and we are now making the next one together. So if anybody else, I just want to thank you guys so much. That's right, hold them up, let them see. Let them see, hold them up. That's why we're here. I can't ever thank you enough. I can't ever thank you enough. There's no way to thank somebody for putting their life at risk. I was trained as a soldier. We were trained to do that. We went through a training together. We were taught to pull each other out of a firefight. We were trained to save each other. Plan, and y'all said, this is a great idea, let's do it.
Hey, move out the way so he can make a turn in here. If he needs to back in here, y'all move. Clear out the fire part. We just.
What's that? League of the South. I want to continue.
Yeah! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! League of the Powders! Hey, leader of the Crybabies!
League of Tiny Dick Energy! Racism!
What's up, East Tennessee in the house? Hey, Karen.
There we go. League of the South. We got the League of the South.
Okay, so who
We got
wants to
all of
argue?
them. Ellen,
LOL.
Hitler, all this.
And we are doing it. All right, and now they're super mad because they said we weren't even coming.
You want some barbecue? Hey, we got some barbecue over here for you. Barbecue. We're in your backyard.
We're here, so you can throw that sign up all you want, but we're
Hey,
here.
we're here in Zinc.
About it.
Y'all make some noise because we're here in their house. We in their house. We in their house. We're here in Zinc. Lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
It sounds Does that not sound like kind of instigated? Like, we're in their house. Like, it sounds like you want to step on toes, though.
We are
I'm just being objective. I'm not trying to judge.
Some are staying. Don't do anything stupid. Don't go down there.
Yeah,
and
not
crash.
provocative
Straight
at all,
Straight up.
right? What's up, Nikki?
As we
What's
can
up?
see there, we have some upset folks about our presence here in Zinc. One of those is the League of the Pouts. I'm not going to say the League of the South. I'm going to say the League of the Racist Nobodies. So, with that being said, y'all, if you want to leave, Jessica's right there. She's got a little escort. If you want to stay, we're going to say a few chants over here because they're clearly trying to set us up down there at the brigade. We have some information, so we're going to let them know. We're going to let them hear Black Lives Matter. Let's hear it. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Antagonistic. Thank you. That's a better word.
Black Lives Matter.
Sorry, I'm not better spoken.
I don't think that they hear you guys. So let's... Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
I'm telling you, that is some terrible reception out there, or some terrible interference.
Let's say that again so that they can hear us. Or any of the big bad white nationalists in Zinc, Arkansas? No! Are we scared of
Yeah, very antagonistic.
Do we believe that Black Lives Matter? Yes! Will they silence our voices?
They want someone to be racist so that they can have a boogeyman to justify the cause. I think that's the goal. And there's just not that many racists. They just, I mean, I know that there are racists, but it's not as big as a problem. The pedos happen to be a bigger problem. And I know that my wife is going to hate that I just said that. Not because she doesn't, but she doesn't want to target. That's the distraction here, folks. No offense. It's a distraction from pedo situation. I know that's extremely crazy. Some people think that's insane, but that's the big distraction. Look over here.
Where's my, you got my light? As we can see,
Yes, we have Zinc. I wish that the reception was better. Over here we have Grayson, Kentucky. Right, Bill Clinton is a pedo is trending currently on Twitter.
As you can see, they have us blocked in at that end. Aaron's right here. We're trying to get back.
Yeah, Zinc, Arkansas, guys. Zinc, Arkansas.
Black Lives Matter.
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 Black Lives.
The community is saying Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Jim, what's up, my brother? So we are in Grayson, Kentucky, over here on the left, and Zinc, Arkansas, over here on the right. Looking at a Black Lives Matter protest where the law enforcement isn't letting anyone into Zinc, Arkansas that doesn't live there because they don't want anything, they don't want to spark anything off in their town. You might call that racist, or you might say that that's law enforcement just looking out for their people. I don't know. That's up for you to decide.
Black Lives Matter.
Good internet connection matters. Yes, indeed. No joke, man.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
you meant literally it was loud. My bad, babe.
Keep getting stuff wrapped up, guys, so we can get out of here.
There you guys go. Bill, that is a huge thing that I can't read. It's just too much for a comment section. Wi-Fi matters. Yeah,
Right
guys.
here, Aaron.
Here's what we do. We need to turn everybody around. Every one of us damn near is parked the wrong
Being
way.
brought to the
We need
world,
start with the
Hollywood
friends down
government,
here. Make
and
sure they can
elite
get out.
been killing. Yep, that's right. That's right. Not what she's saying, just her proximity to the mic. Absolutely, babe. I'm sorry about that. Frank, sup? Bro fist, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, everybody. Good to see you.
What's up, bro?
Holy cow, man.
Down here in Harrison, Zen.
Nah, man, you're not crazy. And you're right, Deborah. Todd, Brofist, what's up? My audio sucks, or the audio out there sucks? I'm trying to keep up with it on my sound panel, trying to adjust it for loudness and whatnot. I'm probably really loud, too. I apologize, guys. I'm not an audio technician or whatever. Gosh.
I'm
We
good,
missed
bro.
you last night.
I'm good,
Portland
I'm
was
good,
active.
I'm good.
I was on till about midnight,
Down
and I
here
had to get
sing,
some
guys.
sleep, man. I've been having to do chores in the daytime and have a normal schedule, and it happens every now and then. It rotates to where, you know, sometimes I can do all night, late night coverage to try to keep up with the West Coast into the wee hours of the morning, and sometimes I just can't.
Thank you guys for coming down. Oh yeah, we're going back to the parking lot. You going to be there?
Yep.
All right, well, I'll meet you there.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Caution, it might be loud, guys. Billy, thanks, man. Bro fist.
Let's break.
Nick, what's up, man? Bro fist. Let's see if we got anything good going on over here.
Got the Patriot Neon shit. Yeah, they don't know who the fuck they are either.
We're trying to figure all that out. Just watch. Just watch. Keep an eye out. We're going to turn around and all go out at the same time. Yeah.
John, thanks for being here, brother.
That's what I'm doing. You good? All right, yeah.
No. My name is
Yeah. Trying to get cars furthest away, turned around first.
Guys, right now we're covering Zinc, Arkansas,
The deputy's trying to make room for us.
where law enforcement is worried about something sparking, is the words that they used. Worried about something sparking off.
And we still got barbecue if you want it. That's not. There are no tricks or traps involved. I hear you. Respect y'all.
is all CCP's fault?
All right, y'all, we just talked to a deputy over there. Somebody put that on.
Total out of 10.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't know, guys.
Oh, what was that? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Who you are, who you're with,
Okay.
why you guys are out here, what you guys did. What you guys
Sorry about the reception out there, guys. We are in Zinc, Arkansas,
Okay.
where there is
No, I
a
got you.
Black Lives Matter demonstration currently. It's apparently it's supposed to be a heated situation, but
I got
it
straight
looks
talk.
okay.
I got service.
Do you?
Yeah.
Man, I got no fucking service.
Alright. Alright, my name is Aaron Clark. I'm an activist. We decided to come down here to Zinc, Arkansas. Thomas Robb is the national director of the KKK. He's a resident down here in Zinc. So we decided just to come down here and bring the fight to its front step. It's never been done in history. No out-of-town movements ever led a movement into Zinc, Arkansas. As you can tell, we got the response
They've
that we
been
expected.
marching and marching
Multiple
in the
militia
city
groups,
streets
hundreds of people down there
for
armed.
months. And, honestly, I don't think they could find one racist or a shred of racism, to be honest. And then so now we're out in the boonies.
They said if we came down here,
Grayson, Kentucky, Zinc, Arkansas, they're really trying to find this bad guy, this racist that they're all fighting, and they're
appreciate that, bro. I got you, bro. I got you.
I'll send you a message. It's Obscure Media.
And that's what I thought, Stephen.
Nah, it's good.
That's what I thought, man.
Nah.
So I'll send you a message.
It's just irrelevant.
If you let me know where to be, I'll fucking be there and I can take it. I have a drone. What do you want?
Okay.
How can I help you?
The Dank Crusader, Brofist, what's up?
Tobacco shop, and there was this piece of shit sitting out in front. Had a fucking
Nothing's happening. A lot of different ideas and views being shared. I'm not gonna lie, it was a tense moment, quite a few tense moments. But
for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, right?
Seems that everything went pretty smoothly.
Tell him what you feel, so he can tell you what.
Yeah, he was
right up your alley. I read it on the.
Yes, you too.
Oh, come on. The reception is so bad. It'll pick back up, hopefully.
Y'all have a good evening.
Everything you fucking believe, but I know that there'd be some people who would want to ask you some questions or hear what you have to say. Would you want to be in a room with him to ask him what the fuck? To tell him
Democrats.
And so he can tell you what. That seems right up your alley. I read it on the.
Ah.
In the streets burning stuff down, of course you're going to see some hatred. Guess what, Joey? You're not going to see hatred from the police if you follow the law, if you just obey the law, if you drive the speed limit, if you don't sell drugs, if you don't rape and murder people, if you're not a piece of crap when you do get pulled over for something and try to fight the police officers, guess what? Then you don't get beat up by the police. There's no police brutality. Imagine that. It's weird how that works. Absolutely weird. It's crazy. Amen, Robbie. Amen. I love that. If Biden can fix the country, why didn't he tell Obama? That's a $1 million question right now. Yes, it is. And anybody in the Eastern Kentucky area or the Huntington Tri-State area, my brother teaches concealed carry classes. A little shout out and promotion for him. Eastern Kentucky Concealed Carry or whatever on Facebook if you want to get your permit. Check him out. Nobody's burning anything down in Grayson, and I don't know, but one could argue that maybe it's because there's hundreds of people here standing here with guns telling them that they can't do that. That's might be why. Trish, Breonna Taylor, oh my goodness. Let's see where to start on this. What happened to Breonna Taylor was wrong.
Although
it was an injustice. It was absolutely wrong. What happened to Breonna Taylor did not happen because she's black. Unless there's evidence that you can show me, then the police officers did not say, "Hey, there's a black lady who lives in this building right here. Let's go kick it in and shoot them because they're black." That never happened. It happened because of multiple things. Number one, they were at the wrong place, as far as I'm aware of. Negligence on
so now we have
the system and the police department's fault.
The reception from Zinc is just too spotty.
That is why it had nothing to do with racism.
None of their videos are stable enough.
See, that's where you guys lose your messaging. Had nothing to do with racism. That's exactly right, Daniel.
Do you guys think that Breonna Taylor's situation had anything to do with racism?
Yes, Everman, our country needs to turn back to God. Listen, I say this all the time. I'm going to say it here again today.
One for yes, two for no.
The biggest issue with this country, the biggest problem with this country is the fact that we have taken God out of our society. We've taken God out of our country, out of our communities, out of our homes, out of schools, out of our society, out of everything. And every single problem that this country is facing right now could be fixed by putting God back at the centerpiece. It don't matter what issue we fix right now. We can fix any issue there is. There's going to be another issue that's going to pop up because the root cause is evil, and the root cause is we have taken God out of everything. That is the problem in this country, and that's the problem in this world. And until we make God the focus, I don't know if we can ever fix anything. Who am I giving payments to, Katessa? I'm confused. I'm confused with that. Trish, I don't think what Breonna Taylor and her boyfriend, I don't think they did anything wrong by firing at unknown people breaking into their home. I don't think they did anything wrong with that. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? I don't think that they did anything wrong. But those police officers didn't do anything wrong. They thought that they were serving a warrant for a fugitive, and the fugitive was shooting at them. How can you hold them accountable for that? Now, the higher-ups who made that decision, yeah, something should probably be done. A racist system. My goodness, people. It's sad that you guys really think that. It really is. I don't know, man. Looks like things are winding down here, though. I'm gonna get ready to hop off here and go home and see my wife and my kids, my family. Hold on, we got some people. I think they're gonna walk this way. If they do, I'll try to talk to them. Some of the Black Lives Matter protesters. See if we can get another conversation going. But no, they're going the other way. So, we're gonna hop off here. If you guys haven't done so, like I said, please. I agree with that too, Judy. Fathers need to step up and be fathers, be men, raise your children. There's studies that show that children who have a father in the home, doesn't have to be a good father, children who have a father in their home, in their life on a regular basis, are statistically much lower chance of getting in any trouble. They have a much higher chance of becoming a productive member of society and staying out of trouble, things like that. There have been studies that's proven on that. You know, I've talked to the gentleman earlier about toxic masculinity. Look, toxic masculinity is not a problem in this country. Feminism and the movement of pushing feminism is the problem in this country right now. And that's, I really believe that. We have men who are afraid to be men in this country and in this world. And we need good, strong men in our families, in our homes, in our communities, and in this world we need good, strong women too. I'm not saying that at all, but statistically shows statistics show that children with a father in the home are more likely to be successful. It doesn't have to be a good father.
I agree, Tester.
Thank you guys for watching. Share the video if you hadn't already.
All right, guys. Well, yeah. And that's why you see, you know, boys acting out without a father is, you know, they don't know how to act. That's why they act out. What's up, Angelina? Brofist. That was, let's see. That was Grayson, Kentucky or something like that. I'm working on some more live links. I don't have any for right now, so we'll have to fill this with some talking. Unless Angelina has some live links. Let's see. I will check that out. Marianne. I think that's another reason why the left wants to get rid of, you know, nuclear families, is because it is a strong structure that promotes healthy, you know, good mental health, and it's always painted in a negative light in mainstream media, movies, TV shows. The like normal home structure, the dad's always the bad guy, or the mom is, you know, something's always wrong, and they got to demonize it. They got to demonize it some way, and if they do demonize it and they can make it happen less, especially whenever you get, you know, mothers who are going to get more welfare benefits for not being married, well, that incentivizes out of marriage, which creates a lot of behavioral issues. It doesn't take very much to screw up an entire generation of people and have them strung full of lies that give them mental disorders. So what's up, guys? Where are we at? No problem. No problem, Mill. Bro fist. Let's see here. It's kind of creepy. It starts to make sense that it could all be done by design once you kind of start to break it down. Let's see. I'm looking for some live streams. Nat, I'm not going to disagree with that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I hear that, miss. But what are you going to do? Not try, you know? Just bear with me. What's up? You're home. All right, let's see here. I can't find any live links either, but that's okay. We can just chat for a bit. We can all hang out. Something will show up.
It's hard to watch all the chats and then be like forced to be silent. But I was just going to say for everybody out there, obviously with generalized statements, there's going to be exceptions to the rule. There's going to be people who were single moms and have outstanding children. There's going to be same-sex couples that have outstanding children. There's going to be, you know, whatever the situation. Landon and I both come from broken homes, and, you know, we're not upstanding, but we're not the worst of the worst either. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions to the rule. It was just a generalized statement. That, you know, you saw less things back in the 40s and the 50s when, you know, there was generically a nuclear family. You know, one parent stayed home with the kid and kids, whatever, and, you know, the other parent worked. And, you know, and arguably in today's society, it takes both mom and dad working. You know, before COVID, before we got laid off, Linda and I were both, and, you know, and so I just wanted to say that, you know, obviously, you know, not everybody on the left doesn't value family. Not everybody that's from a single family or a broken home in some way or another is not good. We didn't mean any offense by that. It's just if you can look past the nuances and the one-offs, you know, I believe the statement is true.
Boom. Absolutely, Lee, you can call in. All right, folks, 15-minute per caller. No naughty words, if you can remember. Uncle Algorithm is listening. I don't want to be rude. We are live. Let's see. Should we do another view? Kaboom. And then we could... no, I prefer that one. Okay, let's just do it like that.
Call from
Lee Shimanek.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello.
Mr. Landon, how are you, sir?
Hey, my man. Very good. How are you?
Good. It's Lee Shimanek.
What's up, man? Sorry, I wanted to make sure that you could hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you good, bro.
Awesome.
I want to thank you and your wife and your family for everything you do. It's a big sacrifice, man.
Oh, man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank everybody for being here. That's what makes this awesome.
Now, well, you make this awesome, and the group on top of that compounds on that, but it starts with you guys, man.
Well, I really appreciate that, man. The encouraging words, they really, you know, you guys have no idea how awesome, you know. Thank you so much for saying that, man.
I'm grateful for your Second Amendment fight.
Yeah.
Like, my grandpa was a licensed gun dealer, and I got in a little trouble when I was younger, and they basically took everything from us. So it's a hard situation, but we'll be beyond that. We'll talk about something else right now.
Well, I definitely think that there's definitely a movement. I think, you know, at the very least, as a byproduct, that this might be a smear campaign for some of our rights, the Second Amendment being one of them. As you can now see with people showing up to these things armed on both sides, and for some people in the middle, you know.
I was raised, like I said, my grandpa was a licensed gun dealer, and I was raised with the government's going to come after your Second Amendment right type deal. Like, protect protect your rights. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Like, let me say, respect the people, respect your neighbors, treat everybody how they should be treated, and stand up for your rights. You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
simple golden rule.
And I see that, like, that's what you're about. So that's what makes me grateful to watch you guys. And
That's awesome,
I
man.
appreciate it, man.
Well, I appreciate having you, dude, but that's just a simple, it's a simple golden rule, man. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. And then at the same time, don't treat nobody the way you wouldn't want to be treated.
Walk away.
Right.
Just keep your mouth shut and walk away. Like,
That's
if
exactly
everybody
right.
Mind their own business, this world will be a better place.
And then there's, the bleeding heart that's like, no, I've got to make a stand. I must take a stand. No, you're just going to be, if you go and act like a dickhead, they're going to act like a dickhead back. I don't mean to go and use hard words here. Okay, but
like you said though, like you play stupid games and you get stupid.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, man. I don't agree with anything. Look, if you are blocking traffic and that threatens someone, I'm not going hardcore into that. I'm just saying, theoretically, if you're armed,
no, I got
you have
truck drivers and shit, so I understand. Like,
well, I mean, I'm just saying in the case of Austin, man, if you're armed and blocking traffic, whoa. Especially after what happened in, Provo, Utah, or wherever, where that one truck got shot at, and that kind of changed.
Forget that, especially that 8-year-old girl that got shot.
Oh yeah, the 8-year-old girl. That's.
Yeah, well, I live 30 to 45 minutes from downtown, and we're right on the country where everybody's for each other, but they put an Amazon up over here like 3 miles away. And ever since then, like, everybody's been getting robbed, and like, it's a giant mess over here. But our community over here, like, if things hit the fan, we'll all bind together.
Oh,
like,
I love
got
that.
the keys to my neighbor's house. They got the keys to my house. You know what I mean? My equipment, everything. My neighbor's got my keys.
Dude, I only wish to live in a community that tight knit, man.
No, we're super tight over here. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you hear my post, like, come on out over here. Like, we're so tight over here, like, you go to my neighbor's house, and he's not going to call the cops because we live in the country, and it'll take 30 minutes for the cops to get there.
Right.
Like, you call the neighbor will be over there in less than 5 minutes, then you call the cops.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, you guys
community that takes care of itself.
Like, yeah. You want to defund the police? Like, go ahead. You're just hurting yourselves. You're not hurting the people that are binded together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Like, if you defund the police, we can actually end this a lot faster than dragging it out. And I'm not for defunding the police. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I honestly, like, out here, like, I love the police. You know what I mean?
Right. And you know.
Have I done things wrong? Have I gotten pulled over? Yeah, I've done things wrong. I've gotten pulled over. But it was all in their right, and like, every time I've done something, it's, hey man, you caught me speeding, or you caught me doing this. Like,
That's
I'm not
right.
mad at the guy.
When I get caught doing something wrong, you're supposed to own up to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's that's a part of being a man. And because look, I mean, you can go the route. I don't know how it is for everybody. I don't know what y'all do if y'all get pulled over, especially. If I know damn well that I was just speeding and that's what I'm getting pulled over for, why would I go and act an ass to try to get out of it or to prove him wrong? I mean, handle that in court.
I don't ever act an ass, but I can tell you there's been times like where I get pulled over and I'm sketched myself. Like, when I get pulled over, I roll my window down, I put my left arm out the window, I put it on the side of my truck. I keep my right hand up on my steering wheel, and following a protest. Do I feel comfortable about it? No, but I don't make any actions or do anything to create a problem, so therefore I don't think I'm going to get shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I've been wronged by the police.
I have too. I'm sure you've been here long enough.
Cool with it. Like,
you've heard my stories.
I was for the protest in the beginning, when they were for about police brutality. But when everything got hijacked, it's like, no.
That's exactly right, man. I was right there. I don't know. I don't exactly remember how long you've been with us, but like I think you've been with us for a pretty long
day
time.
one.
Right. So you've seen I was extremely anti-authoritarian in the very beginning at the first precinct in Minneapolis. Hell, I was for the protesters, man. I was like, yeah, man, go.
And I was too. But when things started getting ripped down and stuff.
Yeah, once I started seeing the buildings, and then
I wasn't for the protesters. I was just like, wait, like that has to stop so the protesters can continue on, because like that the protesters got hijacked by ignorant groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, the protesters got hijacked by, I'd like to say the Democratic Party, but just ignorant groups.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the best thing you can do at this point, you know, because it's like name calling almost, you know. It's like nah, you know, that side. Well, I mean, all right, you know, and that I think you nailed it the way you phrased it right there. I mean, that's just the best way you can put it, is just to be simple and just be like, you know, people who are clearly avoiding the facts and just, you know, hey, that's actually a good point. Wasn't it just brought up to where it's feelings over facts now? I heard an argument like that, and on somewhere someone that I watch was saying that someone's making an argument for feelings over facts or something like that. And
like,
and
really? Like if that's what you want to make our country about, like, is that a real country? If I took my feelings and acted upon my feelings besides facts, you know how many people would like be wronged? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Whether it's just over a fist fight or, you know, like you have to take the facts. You can't just jump to conclusions and act upon them.
But what if the facts hurt your feelings?
Then that's okay, as long as they're facts.
Right.
As long as those facts are within the human rights, like then those facts aren't even going to hurt my feelings. They could be, listen, no fact hurts my feelings if it's an opposite thought. Does that make sense? You can think opposite of me and you won't hurt my feelings.
That's exactly right.
It's when you infringe on my rights. Like, dude, the other day I almost got into a fist fight because I didn't wear a mask into a gas station.
And
now,
it's
the guy
getting
wanted
to that
fist
level.
Fight me over a mask, and I'm like, dude, you're complaining about me not wearing a mask, but you want to put your hands on me physically. Like, how's that going to stop the spread of
Like,
COVID?
if I've got it, you're going to for sure get it because you feel the need to
Right.
beat my ass.
Like,
and that completely
right.
beats your purpose.
Win or lose, like, I'm going to give you COVID if you think I got it. You know what I mean? And, like, people just need to, like...
That's so
people
freaking
just need
ridiculous. That is so ridiculous, man.
People need to mind their own business a little more. and-
Shouldn't your mask protect you from my not having one?
Well, honestly, I live with my 90-year-old grandpa who's handicapped, and he's never had a problem. I don't wear a mask at the gas station. Don't wear a mask anywhere I can possibly get away with it. He's fine. And he tells me straight up, don't wear that mask. Like, that's our rights. Like I said, he was a gun dealer.
Right.
So he's all about rights.
Yeah, right. So he's well endowed on personal freedom and liberty. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
He says, Lee, if you come home and give me COVID, so be it. Like, but we can't live our lives
In fear.
being restricted.
Yeah.
He says life's too short to be restricted. That's coming from a 90-year-old guy.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That is awesome.
So I'm grateful to call in. I'll let somebody else call in. But
Well-
you guys are awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Well, I think you're awesome, brother, and I thank you so much for calling in, my man.
Well, just keep it real.
Will do, man. Bro
All right, you
fist.
guys have a good day, man.
Lee. My good friend Lee. Okay, this is in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Williamsport, Pennsylvania here. Want to make sure you guys... All right. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, Trent from South Carolina.
To accept, press 1.
Hello, who we got here? Ken?
No, that's Trent from South Carolina. How are you doing, young man?
How's it going? How's it going, sir?
How's it going? What are we looking at today? I was trying to find out and see which two protests you had going on there.
I believe this is Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and I am not sure. It just says BLM and a bunch of fists over here on this right side. It appears to be at a funeral home where a demonstration is going to take place. Let's see.
Have you had a chance to see Zinc, Arkansas today?
Oh, yes. We were just covering it about over the last hour. It was just a small formation demonstration by BLM. It appeared to be a very heated situation. The law enforcement was worried about something sparking off, in their words. They said spark. They didn't want to spark something. And it doesn't appear that they were allowed into the town. They wouldn't allow anyone into the town unless you lived there.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing as well. How about the Portland protest back to blue? Have you seen a little bit of that today as well?
I've got that right here. We can pull that up. And we're in front of the federal courthouse. And now they're hanging up a sign that says Trump free zone, no Russia, no Russian agent provocateurs here. Oh boy.
Yeah, I saw that. That seemed like a pretty heated moment there. A few heated moments, I would say. You know, between Black Lives Matter protesters and also your Back to Blue protesters. I don't know if you saw the one guy had the horn blowing it in the kid's ear, or the lady's ear rather, and just a lot of things that I thought, that seemed at one point like we were going to have a major outbreak of fighting there. I don't know if you saw that or not.
In Portland, it definitely seems to be a hotbed of some sort. I hear rumors that it's a major Antifa. It's a major Antifa bed, and then I also hear some people say, "Oh, that's not true. It's just an extremely lefty town." So I honestly don't know.
I'm thinking it's an extremely hotbed for the Antifa. What I'm hearing from friends on the ground in the live media there is that Antifa has brought a bunch of folks in. Of course, they were being, I guess you would say, wild with the federal agents that were set up at the federal building. But what you had as well was you had Black Lives Matter members trying to calm them down and slow them down. But, they tried to say that the federal troops being there, I would call them troops, but federal individuals being there caused the riots and things of that nature. I think what we saw was when they blocked off the park to cars and things of that nature and stopped having a staging system for Antifa, I think that's when you saw it stop. What is your thoughts?
Now, let's see. My thoughts with the federal situation here in Portland, I think that it was just a propaganda war about trying to make Trump look bad, but at the same time it was a double-edged sword because anything they were doing could be used against them as bad press against them. And that's what I saw, was a lot of articles coming out about the terrible things that these officers were doing, and then now no more officers, now it's federal agents, and that ramped it up big time. And then there was the fight over the fence. Let's see. I think it was all about optics and how it looked to everybody else and how they could spin it.
But if you'll look tonight, watch it tonight when they come on, and this is what got me. They were allowing, and I'm talking about Portland police and all, were allowing cars to be parked in the park. If you saw right by the road, right by the fence, they were having these cars parked, and that is where they were staging these fireworks, these frozen water bottles, these glass bottles, and things of that nature.
That's right.
And it just amazed me that once the federal troops left, Portland no longer let them have those cars in those staging areas. I thought that was kind of odd.
Yeah, well, they knew, or they definitely got intel. They got word. But I think that they had, however you want to say it, interrogated, interviewed. They had, with the arrests that they made, I'm sure that somebody was explaining how it all works, at least one, and their little operation there. Have you heard about the pro-Trump granny and that story with the with the grandson that she? Yes.
I found that to be funny as hell. She had bought him the vest, and that's how she recognized him, right?
Right, that's right. And yeah. Well, it's just characters like him that, would have just enough brains and intel to be able, I don't know, he seemed pretty young, so I would say a whole gaggle of federal agents, interrogating him. I'm sure he explained to him how it worked. And then they also had, in my opinion, maybe not streamers that we're familiar with, but people out there, federal agents that were blending in as gray men with the crowd, getting intel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think the end game is to all this? I've had a lot of people ask me, and what I'm telling them is, come November, either one or two things are going to happen. You're going to see them no longer protesting and things of that nature, or number two, you're going to see if Trump wins, definitely he's going to put a crackdown on all these BLM protests and things of that nature around the country. That's just my opinion.
We may even see a rise in the authoritarian tyranny. I believe most of us have kind of seen coming on the horizon. If he wins, I think that we're going to see a crack up in these. I don't think the protests are going to quail down. I think that there's going to be a period of depression, and then worse riots than you've ever seen, and then potentially because now the optics don't really matter. If he is in his second term, he can pull the velvet glove off the iron fist and go to work in a way that I don't think any of us would agree with.
Oh, I think that's what you're going to see. But you saying any of us agree with, I don't know. Something has got to happen. I mean, either we need to make changes in this country, deep cut changes, which we, as a country right now, we're not ready for that. It does not seem. And I mean, it's a sad thing, but we should be ready, but we're not ready. Number two is you cannot allow these people, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, even the right wing, you cannot allow people to be in the streets and be destructive. Now, protests are one thing. I fought in the military, and I'm a proud veteran, and I give anybody the right to protest if they're doing it in a right way, in a peaceful way. But once you start attacking federal buildings, once you start doing things that are harmful to other people, that's when I say, you're going to have to do something to quell them. And I really and truthfully think that that's going to be a complete crackdown. You're going to see military forces moving places like Portland, Seattle.
I don't think we're going to see military forces. You may see National Guard as a backup federal response for numbers. What you're going to see is like what we saw in Portland in a larger scale. It's going to be a whole gaggle of federal officers, whether that be
exactly.
and not necessarily military troops. But thank you for your service, by the way.
Well, I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. I'm a retired law enforcement officer as well, and we've seen this coming for years. You've had people that mistreated blacks. I'll be honest with you, that were in law enforcement that would do things they had no business doing. Yes, we did have that. But you've also got a lot of good officers out here that are not doing that.
That's right.
That, got caught up in this BS. And what's frustrating to me is you're right. When I watched that Portland deal where the guy, because the officer had his knee on in the young man's neck, George Floyd's neck, and it was wrong. There's no question about it whatsoever. That was wrong. When he put his hand in his pocket, it really pissed me off as a retired law enforcement officer. That is when we actually saw, firsthand is, look, I don't give a damn. I don't care who's watching. I don't care what you're filming. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care. And did I think the kneeling on the neck actually killed him? No, I don't. I think it was a whole bunch of things like, the drugs, the heart problems, all that. But
that's right.
The aesthetics of it looked terrible. Not near another officer saying, hey, man, get up for just a bit. That's enough. That was terrible. And did it spark all this off? Makes you wonder. I don't know. If that was the cause of it, if all the others were the cause of it, or if the timing. Go back 4 years ago now, folks. Go back 4 years ago and think about this. We had the same thing. We had riots during the election year. After that, how many black individuals did you hear of getting killed by white cops? Not many, if any. Did you?
No, not that I'm very, Look, based on memory, though, I'm not going to be able to think of any, except for, I guess maybe, what about, Breonna Taylor? I don't know. That falls into the no-knock warrants and the red flag law stuff.
Yeah, but no protest is what I'm saying. That didn't spark off a whole, extremist protest.
No, right, yeah, nuh-uh.
you know, it's an election year. It's almost like every 4 years we're going to have this. I mean, do I think it's going to quit this go around? If Trump wins, I say no. If he loses, I think that you may see it go off a little bit come January. But either way, I think come November, he's going to take his glove off. If he only got 2 months left in office, he's going to shut him down. And if he's got another 4 years, he's definitely going to shut him down. Well, I'll let someone else get on your show there, man. Good job. You're doing a great job. Appreciate you and others that are trying to bring us the news. You know, we don't see this on mainstream media, and we need more young people like yourself getting involved, and I thank you.
Well, I thank you for being on, and I thank you for all your wisdom and your opinions and your point of view.
Thanks, sir. All right.
Awesome call. Awesome call. Awesome call. We got somebody else here.
Call from
Joey.
Hello, what's up, Joey? What's going on?
Hey, man. Just listen to the show. Good to be connected. Is this on the air?
Oh yeah, you're on, man.
Cool, man. I was kind of trying to see if you had any opinion on. I know there's been like a lot of talks of like Marxist or that kind of like socialist ideology. It's kind of been mixed in with the BLM movement and all the stuff that's going on in the country. Do you see any underlying things like that, kind of using it as like a face, or what do you think about that?
Well, it would all be, opinion and conjecture. All I have is word on the street type of stuff. I don't have anything in black and white that shows and proves that this is a Marxist socialistic revolution. I have my opinions on a lot of these people on the more radical left side. I think are pro-socialist and whatnot, and then I see in chat, when things are really, really going, a lot of people saying that they know that this is a Marxist socialist revolution and that or that it has those tones to it, and then also, I haven't verified this, but supposedly the creators, founders, leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement are supposed to be self-proclaimed Marxists. So see, I don't have anything to back any of that up, so go ahead.
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've kind of seen like a little bit of similarities, like with what's going on here, like in Maoist China. They when they were coming into Mao's leadership, they were talking about leaving the old China and bringing in the new China. They pretty much destroyed a lot of monuments and parts of the culture that connected them to the old China to bring in like a new.
Yeah, and that's like the
ideology.
specific. Like when people try to point back, like they're like, this is Mao's China. Like that's what this is, the burning of the old. Right.
Maybe not exactly
co-founder
that way.
describes herself as trained Marxist.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's the people that are out there, on the street, if that's the ideology that they subscribe to, then, eventually I guess it would probably come to that point if they were to get some kind of concrete leadership in the country.
Right.
That's what I think. So,
well, maybe they already do, and maybe that leadership just hasn't come to power. As we know, Joe Biden is who's running on the left, and he hasn't chosen a vice president. And I mean, do you have any guess on who you might think that might be, or?
Well, I've heard there's been some leaks that it could be Kamala Harris.
Exactly who I was thinking.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I mean, it's possible, but I also heard you talk about like an underlying cold civil war. I definitely think that there are some things lurking in the shadows, and I think I heard you say last night that we might be moving into like a warm civil war. Do you know what factions or what you think you might see? Because if there's going to be actual warfare happening in the country, wouldn't they be going up against the U.S. military besides the National Guard, or?
Either I am completely wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and just say it and not sugarcoat everything. The for the algorithm's sake and whatnot. But because apparently you get in trouble for saying boogaloo. So whatever. I'm just gonna say it. Apparently I misunderestimated or misunderstand what the boogaloo was. I thought I was following a lot of those guys on Instagram. I'm in with the gun community on Instagram, or And a lot of those guys kind of resonate with the Boogaloo, but now a lot of people on the right think that the Boogaloo is just a left or a leftist, and this is in reference to the factions. And, is this an intrastate war, or what do you call that? Because this isn't just like a normal civil war. This is many factions, because now you're going to have maskers and anti-maskers, vaxxers and anti-vaxxers, Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, Back the Blue.
Right.
So, but I guess it all kind of boils down to, at the end of the day, it's going to be pure division, red or blue. That's what's going to happen if this turns into a war type situation. It's just going to be, what king do you fight for? It's going to be red or blue.
Right.
And so,
I guess,
go ahead.
Yeah, good. Not to cut you off earlier or anything, but I guess one of the last things that I probably want to touch on, just something that I've been thinking about myself, is, with I've heard BLM be called like a political party in some points, but I was thinking the other day, it's like a lot of sometimes people will be asked questions or, try to formulate something in the conversation to where it'd be hard to attack. So I was thinking, with BLM, it's a organization name that no matter what you have to say to disagree with anything that their policies or their ideology suggests, even the name is kind of like a formulation of, if you attack this, the line for being racist and all these other things has been drawn so wide now that, I feel as if it's a formulation to make it something that cannot be attacked, or you would be labeled something that's pretty much the worst thing. Nobody wants to be labeled that. So.
Right. And you've really struck something just right there. That's really like oil you've just struck, because Tiff and I, whether you know or not, Tiff and I were at this human trafficking protest we tried to cover on live stream, and I was like, man, somebody needs to give me a megaphone, because dude, like, I've been watching protests for the last 3 months, dude, and I'm pretty sure I can kind of I could remix some of these. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, I just got random audio. I could remix and about this human trafficking thing, and anyway, so I was thinking about Springfield protests, and when they first started to pop up, it's almost like they had this metal singer, like this death metal singer, and he's like, Black Lives Matter. I don't know. He was doing it in this really like crazy way. And I was like, man, that really had me thinking about like, so what else, what could we do for to bring awareness for human trafficking? What is a phrase that we could construct that would be as impactful as this death metal singer, like saying, Black Lives Matter? You really couldn't argue with that guy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and there are definitely other things that are going on right now. A ton of things. It's actually a really strange time, because there's just
what a time to be alive.
Exactly, and there's a lot of reasons to be out protesting in the street, and I think a lot of those things need to kind of be brought out into the light. Especially with the whole Epstein stuff going on. And
yeah, the pedo is the distraction, man. That's the distraction.
What would that be?
No, I think that all of this is the distraction from the pedo stuff at such a pivotal point as elections. Because my gosh, who's involved?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that it's probably a lot of people that we would be semi-shocked, to find. But
and why is that so taboo? I want somebody to call in and talk to me. And somebody who can dance with me around the algorithm, because I don't want to just get on here and start talking about sick stuff that would get us struck down immediately. But dang it, we need to have a conversation about this. Is there what do you know about it? You have the mic.
As far as that stuff is concerned, I really know just as much as the next person. I've definitely heard some pretty deep conspiratorial things, and did a little bit of I don't know if I'd want to get into that.
No, I hear you, man, but like seriously, it's trending on Twitter right now. What's trending? It's like Bill Clinton pedo is trending.
Yeah, Bill Clinton. I think to touch more of like the conspiracy type of stuff is like Bill Clinton. People are talking about Tom Hanks and how he's moved to Greece and.
Oh, that's right, his Grecian citizenship.
Yeah, with Ellen, there's, and to even be honest, I'm mostly moderate, but I lean toward more on the conservative side. But even with people like Donald Trump, I don't think that anyone should be exempt from persecutions for something so drastically terrible. So, I'm honestly, it's a huge thing, man. I think we could be seeing like Bill Gates, all sorts of different people that are tied in with this ring, and I think if it were to hit the fan, we would probably see a lot of major changes, and I think it's almost even difficult to understand what that would look like. So I think it's it's something that needs to happen, but as far as what it looks like in the end or what would be the product of that, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's a big thing to meddle in.
Is that what causes Rome to burn? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Rome, it's like weakness within and attack from without, and I don't know. I guess we'll just have to hope for the best and
buckle up
for the country. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
You got your wasp spray for the murder hornets?
Nope, don't got any of that.
I don't know, man. What do we got to do? Look out for the next, what is it, Yellowstone? I don't know. What?
Shush, don't you say that.
Yeah, hopefully things don't continue to pile on, and hopefully the stuff with COVID doesn't get too out of control. I remember when that was first going on, I was just kind of taking away all the reasons besides there being a pandemic, and just saying, this is a totally teetering to a tyrannical form of government, and we'll see what happens, but you just got to, keep in mind and hope that the people in power are, with you in their best interest. And as time progresses, it seems that's more difficult to really believe, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
We'll just have to, be vigilant. I wish that I had a way to encourage you guys, because I feel like it's not even worth asking. I think that everyone is under a nominally greater amount of stress than normal.
Absolutely.
I mean, and there have been silver linings, in my opinion, all throughout.
Of course.
At least for me and my family. Not to be boastful,
yeah.
But it's like little things fail to show us where we can improve. I don't know. Let's just keep our heads up, because.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You guys are all a blessing. Being able to have, chat is awesome. And, I mean, I think, after the first 3 months, I think we're getting everything kind of leveled out as far as,
Definitely entertaining show that I've been able to find, so I'm pretty thankful. It's kind of hard to find live streams and that kind of thing over the internet, so to just have a place where all that stuff is kind of like a catalyst, I guess, where I would come to, see the start of all the other stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, man, I appreciate you taking my call, and hope the best for you guys and your organization, and thanks a lot for doing what you do.
Well, thank you for being here, brother, and thank you so much for all the kind words, man.
Absolutely, man. Have a good one.
All right, brother. Bro fist. All right. We are taking calls, and currently we were looking into Portland. We had a live feed into Portland, believe it or not. I think things are heating up in Portland. Highlands. Does anybody know where the Highlands are? Oh, Desert Viper, Bro Fist, Ray Dog, Bro Fist. What's up, you guys? Glad to have you. Skippy in the house. What's up, Skip? What's up, Skippy? Slapshot 88. I love that name. Whoopah! When I read that, it was like Slapshot 88. All right, here we go. Scottish Highlands. Ooh, aye.
Call from
Ryan Moyer.
What's up, Ryan? What's up, man?
Hey, brother. How you doing today?
Doing good. How's it going?
Great. Enjoying the show. Just wanted to talk a little bit. You were curious about the whole CP thing going on.
Right,
and
yeah.
What people think about that. I think that what people don't realize is that if the government released, let's say, everything that they know, all the emails, the videos that they found, etc., we're talking about shocking the American conscience.
That's
You're
right.
talking about
shattering the cognitive dissonance.
The cognitive dissonance in people and if it comes out of the Trump administration, half the people are just going to say it's a lie, it's a political assassination, and a lot of people just don't want to know. They don't want to think about it. They're already scared. They're already fearful. They want to be able to watch sitcoms and maybe laugh a little bit. Hopefully they're allowed to go to the store and order some food for takeout. And I know people, unfortunately there's people in my life who they don't want to know any of this. They don't want to believe it. They don't want their heroes of their childhood to be exposed as predators. And they it's just too much for a lot of people. Society's become so complicated, and you have to be so on top of everything to keep your head above water.
Yeah.
And then just to have your entire ideology of all these great Americans and our leaders, and all of a sudden there's that. It would be shocking. And I think that even the good guys are worried about the effects of that.
Yeah. Wow, man, you really nailed it. That really sums it up.
It's a crazy world we're living in, and everything has unintended consequences. And a lot of people, when you can look across the board from our debt levels, our national debt has just gone insane under Trump. And I think he's better than the Democrats, but he's got his faults too.
Absolutely.
But you can look at the economy, the jobs market, the health fears. We could have 28 million people homeless in the next month if Congress can't come together for a bailout / denying landlords the freedom to get rid of people not paying rent. And there's a lot going on. Fears of war, and fears of a civil war, and everything else. It's a lot. It's a lot for everybody, I think.
Wars and rumors of wars, right?
That's it.
And man, I don't know if it's just that cut and dry though here in America for us to have a second civil war. I don't think it can a civil war just because it's not necessarily two sides, is it? There's right and there's left, and then there's this huge moderate crowd that nobody wants to, because we're so team oriented. We're so,
When people who are talking about the Civil War too, that I think have a concept of what it might look like, I generally think the people that I follow tend to think that it's going to be very, very there's going to be so many different teams, and it's going to be regional. In some places it might be racial. In other places it's going to be purely political. It's going to be, are you a Trump fan or are you not?
So we're going to have these pockets and these factions all nationwide.
You're going to have Mexican gangs are going to be a faction in certain areas.
And native
be in charge of.
That's
they're
right.
Going to be a major faction, and then in other areas it's going to be a mess.
Oh my goodness, man!
It's kind of a Thucydides trap of on a national level that eventually a hedonistic expansionist empire they tend to implode, and we have cranked everything up to 10. So our debt levels are 10. Our divisions 10. Everything's just cranked up, and the power to do things, everything's 10. So it's going to be wild, but it's going to be split up. It's not going to be the South versus the North. Let's line up in armies. There's going to be
as soon as a crisp,
as
soon as a moment of reality happens, and that's where you see like two factions show up with guns, like we've seen today. It's like there's a touch of reality, and everyone is faced with their mortality, and that everyone cranking everything up to 10 becomes a little more moderate. I don't know necessarily what it cranks down to, but it definitely cranks down, And I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think that's going to be true if you're anti-revolutionary in Portland. I think when you start seeing people get severely injured in front of you, and it just happened 3-4 people in a row, those people are going to go hide. there's going to be other people that say, okay, it's time.
That's right.
Because there's a lot of people who are just waiting for it to happen. And I'll tell you, I'm scared to death of what some of the more extreme left, and they just seem so chaotic and irrational, and it is scary, because I don't care how poor and unarmed 10,000 people are. 10,000 people can make a big mess.
Oh yeah.
They don't need to have the best guns and the best aim and whatever. They can still make a big mess, and so that's really scary. But then I go and I'm on conservative sites, and I see people saying, "Oh, there's a big protest in downtown Portland," and they say nuke it, and it's like, that's not really.
I've seen that.
It's on. I feel like I'm in between or somewhere near these two crazy sides who are like both want to be authoritarians. And both want violence, and both want this chaos. They want it for different reasons, and they both think they're right, and they're both going way out of line. We need to be Americans. We need to respect other people and their property, and then try to make the world a better place together as much as we can. And that's the answer, not kill the other side. I mean, it's insanity on both ends. We can't become the people that we think are so scary and evil.
Man, I tell you what, there is a massive divide and conquer going on, and I think there's four sides to this, okay? And there's the authoritarian top and left. I mean, top left, top right, and both of them want to be authoritarian, okay? And then at the bottom, you have what is essentially your just freedom, but on the right it's like a libertarian, leave me alone, and then on the left it's let's share everything. So and you've got all of that, and that's where all the confusion comes from, and there's misinformation being pumped in like you wouldn't believe to confuse everyone.
I absolutely agree, and I think that the reason for that, we have a very corrupt government, and it is almost across the board. It is. I don't believe Trump is corrupt. I think he's one of the few that's not. I think Devin Nunes does a good job, and there's some others who I really respect on both the left and the right. But for the most part, our elected officials are corrupt, and we're talking from the county level to our cities, to our states, and to the federal level. And we have essentially legalized the corruption, and the government has become so large that it's this multilateralist technocracy that spreads essentially around the world. They get backup from the UN and whatever else, but the government's become so large and so corrupt that we're drowning in regulation and corruption,
legislation,
and just all of it's utter garbage, and yet they've done such a good job dividing people. There ain't hardly anybody. I mean, you have this small group of journalists. You have Mike Cernovich and what's her name, Beans, and some other people are doing a good job and doing journalism and trying to go after the bad guys in the government. But they're basically a sideshow that you really almost have to seek out right now to hear about. For the most part, they're just kept kind of on the side. Nobody's listening to them. Everybody's concerned about the war, the COVID, and then money, and the economy. And so nobody's. You can't fix a problem you can't identify. And so the government's safe right now. All these people who've been in power for 20 years, doing insider stock training legally. You have people going into the Congress with $10,000 to their name, and then 10 years later they're worth $10 million, making $100,000 a year or whatever. It just doesn't add up. But it's so easy to puppeteer Americans right now because their emotions are cranked up, so they're easy to manipulate. If somebody's calm and collected and aware and able to rationalize the situation around them, they make better decisions. But when they're scared, when they're fearful, when they're angry, when they don't know what the future looks like, it is real easy to just go whisper in their ear, give them a little poke, and they're going to jump.
And it may even be worth to say that how you said that when everything's cranked up like this and intensified, that we're more easily manipulated. But it's almost, in my mind, as if things were pushed towards, like, it. Not that it's all done by design, because golly, there is some room for human error here. But at the same time,
absolutely.
Could this be agenda driven? Absolutely. And I think that where you mess up is start looking at whether it's left and right, in my opinion, because you've got a faction that owns the left and the right, and I think that they're the ones who are seeking this manipulation and control, and I think there's an overall goal here, and I think that's a scary truth that we don't want to look at as far as what that end game is. And these people who pay and own to manipulate the left and the right leaders, what's their goal? That's what I don't know. Am I rambling? I'm rambling.
More power, more money. The people who end up being these corrupt elites, and the people we're talking about who are pulling the real strings. They aren't like us. They're not, dear God, if I ever had a second home and a few nice things, the rest of my money that wasn't for my basic upkeep would go to charity. I mean, I have a limit on how much stuff I would actually have. I really have no desire to have a yacht or a jet plane or riches of any kind. A simple life is good for me.
Right.
But there's people
I might be able to
who
fill it
aren't
full
like
of a
that.
bunch of crap, but at the same time, I need very little.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between wanting to have a four-wheeler and a big garden and a cool truck and wanting to rule the world. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
And
also, look, man, and I was just about to, let me just throw that out there, dude. On top of, there's a difference between wanting to have a four-wheeler, a nice truck, and a garden, hunt, and have a family and all that, and then, own people. That's still a thing, folks. I know that's whoa, that's breaks down the fun time. And we're doing all this for Black Lives right now in the streets, and I don't want to take attention away from Black Lives, man. I'm just trying to point towards the simple fact that people are still being abducted and sold into slavery. That's still happening.
Absolutely. In fact, as of recently, I've been informed from people who are involved in fighting it that it's actually become more valuable than drugs.
Oh my gosh.
America is the largest importer of videos depicting the abuse of children. We are number one in sales of weapons worldwide. We sell 2/3 of the large and small weaponry that are used and sold around the entire planet. 2/3. And now some of that's going to countries like France, who aren't too crazy, but some of that is going to warlords and going to dictators. And being, where we sell the white phosphorus is made in Tennessee, that's dropped in East Jerusalem. And so, yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff going on, and the trafficking of people is another layer of it. But what do you do when most people don't want to know? I'm in this position where I feel like I could lay out a plan to fix almost everything, but you can't. It's hard to get anywhere when most people don't have the time, the energy, or the emotional stability to hear what's really going on. And I have people in my family who call me if I talk about anything having to do with this, immediately start calling me a conspiracy theorist. And the government's done a great job. They've convinced 80% or something of Americans that anyone who thinks that two government employees could conspire together to commit a crime are nuts. the government has literally convinced a majority of Americans that anyone who thinks that two government employees could conspire to commit a crime, they get called conspiracy theorists and are presumed to be mentally ill. And that's, I mean, you don't have to read much U.S. history to know that politicians conspired to commit crimes. Not all of them, not every day,
Right.
but this is a thing that happens. And they've convinced people that anyone who thinks that is crazy. And so what are we supposed to do in this situation? I've tried rallying the troops before. I was actually one of the 17 felonies at the WTO protest in 1999, the battle in Seattle, for breaking a window. And I did a lot of activism. I've not ever attacking people, never attacking small businesses, never. I didn't do everything right. I have faults. I was, 20 years old at the WTO protest, but it's really difficult to figure out what to do when we're living in the world we're living in now.
627, that's an interesting point. Let's see. I was just referring to chat.
Yeah, I figured.
Media equals CIA Project Mockingbird, Operation Mockingbird. Yeah, that's another good point. Has anybody ever seen that edited little thing with all the local news agencies just kind of layered on top of each other one at a time, where they're
saying
giving
the exact same thing?
Yeah, nationwide.
Yep, like they're reading a script, and they are, and
They
they
are.
have been for a long time.
That's right. Yeah.
But I've known this general story. Obviously I've learned new things on a regular basis. I didn't have it all figured out, but I had the basic plots of what we're talking about today figured out in the late 90s when I was darn near a child.
Right.
And I'm still, my family still calls me a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
No matter how many links I provide them, no matter how many scientific papers I try to talk to them about COVID-19, I'm a conspiracy theorist. No matter how much research I provide for them. I can link to major university, research universities that are internationally acclaimed, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't say what they expect, what they want to hear. I'm a conspiracy theorist. How do we fix things? I don't know. Some of us know.
Yeah, some people have an idea, and some people reject those ideas. And real quick, for anyone who wants to know, I believe this is all these streams are coming from the same march in Louisville, Kentucky. Let me just make sure. The Highlands in Louisville. The Highlands. Let's see. Let's check this one. Highlands in Louisville. Yeah, these are all in the Highlands, Louisville, Kentucky. So yeah, man. Goodness gracious. Cognitive dissonance, and then these dismissive words that they've been taught through Operation Mockingbird, stuff like crazy, conspiracy theorist. Anytime anything doesn't line up with the mainstream narratives, LOL, slow mode is a microaggression. What?
Well, they talk about that a lot in 1984, right? Changing words' meanings. Doublespeak.
Yeah.
It's
Orwell. Yeah.
That's what they're doing. It's right there. It's right in front of everybody, but only some people see it or accept it or whatever.
The Great Awakening. So you guys, is that what's happening now? No, that's not what's happening. I don't think that's what's happening now. I think that there's this slow release of a controlled, I don't know, because they do these things sometimes where something will kind of come out, and it'll come out just so they can see who buys into it.
I think it's more of like a homeopathic treatment is what they're doing. So they're basically like, acclimating people to the knowledge that there's bad things going on, but to keep them, just
From
give them
panicking.
enough so that they don't react, And then
Yeah.
the next time something happens, they're less likely to react. They know there's a bunch of bad stuff going on. Of course it is. It's a government. And I mean, you know, but yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of people now. I mean, even just normal Americans I meet that are just, you know, blue collar kind of people in different locations. And when if you talk about what's going on, it's kind of bad. Like a lot of times they're very like, it's just like they know and they feel helpless to do anything about it. And they feel, it's just like, I try not to almost anymore, because I just feel like I'm just hurting people's feelings, like just destroying what's left of their pride in their country, because it is hard to deal with when you want to have pride in your country. You want to think all your neighbors are good people. You want to think that we are a good nation. And so, you know, when people are hearing things that are just awful and it's like over and over, and they
become desensitized.
There's a lot of people who don't see a resolution. They don't, and so it's just like kicking a skinny puppy.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean. So this guy, you know, yeah, he finds out the latest crazy, awful thing going on, and he's eating canned soup and just scared and mad and frustrated, and he's living in some small rural town. What is he gonna do? He doesn't have any power in his own city. You know?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about voting. Voting is the next subject that I want to get into, because it seems to be a bit testy, a bit. So let's just real quick. You probably won't see the results immediately. Who supports a mail-in vote in the chat? Type 1 if you support a mail-in vote, because that's what I want to get into.
Big issue.
Between clearly, you know, we're not gonna have any, you know, third runners. Well, ideally, I wish we could, but you know, it's gonna be between Biden and Trump, and so it's like, you know, you want tyranny, or you want tyranny in this color, or you want another kind of tyranny in another color. I mean, so
yeah, I mean, I have to say this. I really do. I think that Trump is tyranny light. And then the Democrats are just like full blown insanity,
authoritarian.
Yeah, and I don't think Trump is that bad. The problem with Trump is that I don't know if it's a forced position or just that he's not like, this guy is not like the libertarian king that's going to lead us out of the desert of the technocracy. Like, he's a business guy, and he's not Superman.
And he's going to make deals.
And he's going to make deals. I mean, the country's got to run. If he came in and said, you know what, I'm getting rid of the Department of Education like Betsy Voss once wanted, and people would just lose it, right? And so I think he's just trying to like make inroads. And so he's better than others, but the economy is being so destroyed right now because of the last 4 years, and they're all bad about it. The Democrats are certainly no better economically. We've reached a point. There are economic theories like the theory of relativity that are kind of like facts of economics, and you reach a point when your debt to GDP ratio hits a certain point, you can no longer ever pay it back under a natural floating interest rate. Our interest rates are being suppressed to a point where we can pay the interest right now because we're holding interest rates. The Fed bench rate is at like 0.05%. Once our interest rates right now should be around 10% or higher. So I don't want to get too deep into economics, but there's a bond yield inversion that's happened right now, where it's cheaper. You pay less interest to get a short-term loan than you do to get a long-term loan, which makes absolutely no sense. If you're giving somebody money for 30 years, you should want more money back than if you're giving it to them for a month. But that's not what's happening right now. And that can only happen for so long, and then eventually people stop buying your dollars. And right now they're playing these games, so the Fed's printing them. but eventually it's going to collapse because no one's going to give goods for the dollars or for the treasuries. And so it's just a printing machine of worthless paper. And so eventually the interest rates will have to float so we can actually get loans. So people will take the treasuries because there's risk associated with them because we've printed so many of them. And when that floats, we're done. Like we can't naturally pay off the debt that we've accumulated before and with Trump. And so that is some kind of trap that's a long term is going to be a mess. Either our credit rating is going to go down. I mean, of course, it's going to affect the economy. It's a big mess to take it to this level. And so Trump is no angel. He's no hero. He just happens to be the lesser of two evils as far as I'm concerned with voting. The problem is that, you know, he won by a small margin in a few places. With mail-in voting, there was a group recently that did kind of a test run, and they made fake ballots and sent them to themselves through the mail to a P.O. box, and 3% of the votes that they mailed to themselves didn't even make it to them in the amount of time that it was supposed to, so their votes would be counted. So if you imagine, that's more than his winning margin in quite a few places. So this really, the mail-in voting could actually swing the election just because of postal delivery delays. Like not even, that's without any manipulation. That's without anyone signing up other people's votes and putting them in the mailbox. That's just not getting delivered by the post office in time.
Well, my goodness, man. Oh, I don't know. I know that I need to step away for a quick break, but it's been a pleasure having you on, my brother. I'm glad that you called in.
Thanks for letting me speak.
Guys, I am going to slip away for just a few minutes. I will be right back momentarily. I'll turn on some audio for what we've got going on here in the Highlands. Louisville, Kentucky is where we're at. But thank you so much for calling in, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it. Blessed be.
All right, guys. They are running MK Ultra program on the whole world. Go look up MK Ultra. You think that it's a wide scale thing now? What's up? What's up, everybody? Let's see here. Oh, I hate to do this. I'll be right back, everybody. I'll be right back. I'm gonna step away for a quick break. I'm gonna grab a beverage. LOL, Angelina, that's hilarious. Thomas, what's up? Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Smash that like button for me if you can. Smash that like button for me. I thought I said that wrong. All right, so let's get some audio. In Louisville, Kentucky. I believe the neighborhood is the Highlands neighborhood. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will be right back to take calls in a little bit. I'll be right back to take calls, everybody. This is the Highlands neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky. Smash that like button for me, everybody. You know I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here, and I'll be back momentarily. Bro fist. Boom.
Do me a favor, share the live, invite your folks, invite some friends. Mainstream media was out here. As you know, they tend to change the narrative, so we wanted to make sure we were live today so you guys can see exactly what happened.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we can't have it, shut it down. If we can't
Got some traffic that stopped a little bit. Restaurants are open across.
Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up.
Right across from Ramsey's, Cafe of the World, Carmichael's bookstore, legendary spots in the Highlands. You know I'm old when I start telling you I can remember going there as a teen. So someone just messaged me and asked me my thoughts on the current status of the movement. So I'll be very honest with you all as I answer all these questions. Those are questions coming in. You guys hear that annoying buzz, and I'm sorry. My opinion on the movement right now is we need to see bodies. I've noticed that there has been a dwindling of actual bodies that come out. I've covered since day 2. So I've gotten to know faces and people, and literally people have traveled from all over the world to join. I would like to see that happen again. So we're on Barchtown Road in the Highlands area right here in Louisville, Kentucky. This is really the heart of the Highlands, Mid-City Mall. Matter of fact, Comedy Caravan's right there, anybody who's familiar with that. They have occupied this space. They marched through the neighborhood Cherokee Triangle. They came back to this space, and they've set up to occupy.
Hands up! Don't shoot! 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 Hands up! Don't shoot!
And there are currently, Skyline Chili is open for business. Heine Brothers Coffee is the other business that's flanking the spot they're in, and they're open as well. Now the Highlands is a very diverse location during certain parts of the day. We have a lot of liberal leanings, so you do find a lot of support in this area. I've noticed that over the last 65 days. At the same time, you don't find a lot of support, if that makes sense. It's a give and a take, I guess. So the goal today of this group was to bring awareness, wake up the Highlands, and reinvigorate the movement.
How do you spell murderer? How do you spell murderer? How do you spell murderer? Arrest that cop! Arrest that cop! Arrest that cop! Arrest that cop! Arrest that cop!
If you're in the area, feel free to come and join. You don't need a sign.
So supposedly, there's a report saying protesters won't let people inside or outside and make people stay in their cars. So anybody that's making people stay in the cars, y'all quit right fucking now. Okay? Alright, just saying that. And I know that we're taking all this space, like they can't get in there, they can't get in their spot, they can't get in their fucking spot. So let's just make sure that door's open over there. Make sure that door's open over there, okay, everybody?
I think it's open.
Say her name!
Say her name!
So, if you didn't understand what he just said, let me reiterate. Let me clarify. It seems that in some of the groups, like the Louisville Police Scanner groups and more of the groups that are the Back the Blue Lives groups, they're saying that right now the group that is occupying this space between Heine Brothers and Skyline Chili, that they are preventing people from getting out of their cars. Now, if you've been watching any of our live streams during this time and you've seen that, by all means, point it out down to the minute, because I'd like to see it myself, because I've been out here. But that's what happens when there's a peaceful protest. The propaganda starts, and I noticed that they seem to trend in the groups that are like the police scanner groups, groups that have a counterpoint to prove, 3%er groups, things like that. So here, I'll let you see the street. It doesn't look like anybody's being prevented, but I'll give you guys a full view so you can judge for yourself. Don't take my word. You know, do you see anybody being prevented from getting out of their car? Look, he got out of his car just fine. Skyline Chili, doesn't look like anybody's being held against their will in there. Nor Honey Brothers.
How do you spell murderer? How do you spell murderer? How do you spell murderer? LMPD. Arrest those cops. 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 Say her name. Breonna Taylor. 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 Mike check. Mike check.
Just in case you guys forget why they are out here, I'll give you a reminder. Everybody can see us right here. I think they're going to move a little bit so you guys can see. All right. So we're going to move to the sidewalk.
I know. That's why it's long
Looks like they are moving to the actual sidewalk. Got signage. Got folks that have parked in their car to get out and join. And now you've got traffic coming through. And mosquitoes. One just landed on my arm. Great. Walk you guys through the crowd this way.
David McAtee. Our street. Our street. Our street. Our street. LMPD. LMPD.
So I'll give you guys a view. If you were standing here and you were in the line, this is exactly what you would see.
You can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution.
That is a clean, what is it, a Cadillac? Let me go over and look.
These roots run deep. Brianna's roots. These roots run deep. Brianna's roots. These roots run deep. Brianna's roots. These roots run deep.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Angela. And it's been nothing but peaceful. You're absolutely right. Right, Lisa. Just to let you know, we've got some things that are some businesses that are open. And you've got people who want to get you across the. Across the. Get you guys some okay. Hey, David, your horn is super loud. Did they tell you what? You know how I'm living now. I said, David's horn is super loud. He's got an extra battery in it.
It's a loud ass horn.
I was like, I need that horn. And I want to make a point because I have a lot of comments. Well, there's the first LMPD to go through. I have a lot of folks that have been asking about why is everyone still protesting? Why make the noise? And here's the thing. If you are more bothered by the noise, by the inconvenience than you are the loss of lives, then you are part of the problem. The point of protest is to disrupt the norm. It is to bring attention, to bring awareness, and sometimes it's loud attention. But there's a difference between a loud protest and violence, and that's what I wanted to make sure you all got to see today, that it was a peaceful protest. I don't care what mainstream media tells you. I don't care what the local outlets say. I don't care what MSNBC put, like the day the NFAC was here. There's so many different things. I've read articles, and whether you align with any group or not, that's not the point. What I believe in is true narrative. Because sensationalized headlines, false narratives, and lies can cost people their lives. A clean caddy right here. Look, I got distracted for a minute. My uncle used to have one. I won't tell y'all what my uncle did for a living, but he had a clean one just like that. I'll let y'all guess. Oh, it's clean. Check out the caddy. I like it, y'all. So right here at Mid-City Mall, and it is the heart of the Highlands, so literally that center point. We'll get you guys a little further down with the crosswalk. You guys see, it's a peaceful protest. Very good point, Orlando. Very good point, Orlando. I absolutely agree. You know, I cover its media, but I also cover the movement because it deserves to for the truth to be told. If we don't move in truth, if we don't move in what's really happening, we're never going to have solutions. And that's why I have such a huge issue with false media narratives. guys. We're going to get you to the other side. Across. Get you guys a different view. Do me a favor, share the live, share the live. Pretty much this is the line of protesters. There were some folks in the cars that got out to join.
What's up, everybody? Brofist.
Cross at the crosswalk. Take you down this way.
All right, so we're back. Thomas, what's up? So do you guys think that she you think that she just supports true facts? True facts? Truth, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Brofist, Thomas, Danny, Brofist. This is the Highlands neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky, the state of Kentucky, where we have been multiple times today. We were in Grayson earlier. Nick, what's up, my man? Brofist. All right, let's do this. This is going down in the neighborhood of the Highlands. The Highlands neighborhood in Louisville, Kentucky. Boom.
Call from
Ben Adam.
Hello, what's up, Ben?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to call about Horse Cat's Bar and Grill.
What's that?
I want to talk about Horse Cat's Bar and Grill.
I'm not sure I'm making out what you're saying.
Horse Cat's Bar and Grill. You know the guy who goes Tree Cat Horse Piano building?
No. What in the world?
Yeah, you don't know that, man? It's kind of famous.
LOL. Well, that's funny. I'm not sure. I hope I didn't just hang up on him for no reason. Officially trolled. Yeah.
care, but he's nice.
I do not know, and I'm definitely not going to say on a live stream. In fact, you probably shouldn't have said that while I was streaming.
It's somewhere. I'm in the no caravan.
Call from.
Dr. Lab.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello, what's up?
Hey, Liam, what's happening today? Dr. Lab on the phone.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Good to talk to you, brother.
Good to talk to you as well. So, one of the things that I wanted to ask you was, how's your mental health doing? I know PT, Woke, and a few others after, going on 4 months of this? And watching every single night.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many months. I was trying to think about how many months we've been doing this. I think I'm doing pretty good, man. Dr. Lab. So, do you have a YouTube channel or a website?
Yeah, I've got the YouTube channel going, and of course, not ncpress.org, where I've got you linked in.
That's right. Very good. Lacey.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to see how your mental health, because I know a lot of us have been talking about months and months and months on end. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife was making references to that. Not necessarily mental health, but she's definitely said it's got to be taxing because, like, it's just a joke. But in the movie 28 Days Later is about this, like, zombie apocalypse. And, well, the zombies aren't necessarily infected with a virus necessarily as much as it is a virus, but it's contracted from monkeys that were forced to watch terrible atrocities somehow or another. That created a rage virus that was spread all across the world eventually. And so, yeah, she's like, you're pretty much doing what those monkeys were doing, where they're forced to watch these terrible, rather traumatic things, constantly, all of your waking hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I know my mental health is like going down the tank because I've been watching since everything started.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, so that's been hell. And because we all know, we're old enough to know that by the end of the election, no matter who wins, they're going to squash this. The government's going to come in, state, city, local, county. They're all coming in to squash this. It's over.
Right.
And
yeah.
We see how this is going to happen. And I know you probably want to tell these guys as much as I do, but who are we? We're just rebroadcasters. We broadcast the streams. That's it.
Right. That's right.
So, yeah. So, anyway, that was my big thing. I'm going to let you get to other callers, but I just wanted to, compare your mental health to PT, Woke, and all of us who do this.
I think, luckily, I put my faith in up above, so I believe in a higher power, and I surrender to a higher power. And, I derive a lot of strength from that. But then I also have a very gracious wife that basically waits on me hand and foot, so... I'm blessed in a lot of areas, and, I have access to things that a lot of people, I guess, not, normally don't have access to. I've got, 3 beautiful dogs, and then 5 beautiful ducks, and 5 beautiful chickens, and, I don't know, 6 or 7 other kinds of chickens and birds. And so, I go out there and do some chores with them and spend some time with them and my kids, and I don't know, it just does a lot, just having a little bit of, just not a lot of property, just an acre, but just that little group of things that I just mentioned does wonders for my mental health. Getting out, cutting the grass, hanging out with my ducks and my chickens and my dogs and my kids, and it gives me a good, I get to pretty much pretend when I go to my backyard like none of this is happening.
Right, and see, now I'm single, so, and I have an ornery cat who doesn't like a lot of attention, but I feel like I want to get lost in World of Warcraft from now till long after the election is over and just forget that this world even exists.
Yeah, man.
That's the way I feel lately.
Well, but if you're referring to, I don't know about mental health, but if you're referring to my mood or like my stamina. Like, man, you know, just it is, man. Yeah, man. I think a lot of us people that cover this are just freaking sick of the chants and the endless moving of the goalposts, and it's never going to be, nothing's ever going to satisfy this. This isn't going to stop until the elections, if that's when you think this is going to stop. Others don't think, you know. But it's really nice to have you on, man. I wish I could have you on longer.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So let me get to other callers. Liam, thank you for taking the call today. I've got this recorded from my end, and yeah, excellent, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much for being here, brother. Brofist, have a good evening.
Yep, Brofist.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear from him. Very glad to hear from him. Yeah. How is your guys' mental health with all this going on between the Wuhan wiggle virus and you know, potential war and rumors of war and all the terrible doom and gloom? How are you guys? You can type 1 for excellent, and then all the way to 10 for absolutely dog crap. Not good, not sleeping. I am great. No big deal, I like war. That's an answer. Ricky is about an 8. Okay. Great trust in Jesus, that's right. It is draining. I assume you mean the swamp. A 3, an 8. Doesn't bother me. Hurts being lied to every day. Oof. 5. Kermit, there you go. 3, 1, terrible. 3, 5, 9. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Jody, 9. I'm sorry to hear that. Chad, sorry to hear that, brother. Oh, Terry, I'm sorry to hear that. Wublix, don't believe you. I'm just kidding, man. John, good to hear, man. Good to hear. Yeti is about a 2. Sal's about a 1. Negative 10. Lived through 1 civil war already. Holy crap. A lot better now. Well, awesome. Mine was crap until I stopped watching MSM, mainstream media. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Yeah, get off of that. Off of that boob tube. 9 because of my grandchildren. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Unless you mean that's a good thing. I don't know. Means more time to read and work out. Huh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. That's what I mean. There are silver linings. Don't be a victim. No Jesus, no peace. LOL. Space frog. Still tactical as a mofo here. This ain't nothing compared to what I've seen. Yeah, I hear that, man. Intel, what's up, brother? Good to have you. The key has always been worry about what you can control, not what you can't control. That's right. That's right. Cowards. That's right, Laura. Have we lost all live streams? We will reload that and see what's up. Is that recorded live? Yeah, that won't do. Well, bear with us. I will work on a live link. Wouldn't it be cool if we could watch something like Red Dawn instead of this stuff? Escape New York or Escape LA? I don't know. Just bear with me, everyone. I'm looking for some live links. Dang those copyright laws. Let's see if we can get something live on the ground. Huh, well, nothing for now. All right, so what's up, guys? So what are we seeing here? What are we seeing? Will this all just blow over? Is society as a whole being intentionally manipulated and like there's an energy increase almost. I'm not really sure how to describe it, and it's like that ends whenever the new power structure is decided, or whenever the new ruler, if you will, is decided. Whenever the transfer of power is over, then everything seems to calm back down, because things do get a little bit crazy around this time for some reason. Things begin to intensify. I'm not really sure exactly what exactly what to call it. Maybe someone out there has a better name for it. Something happens, right? I mean, things are definitely more intense than they were 5-6 months ago. Life is too easy, so we need entertainment. Oh, Lord. 100% they are using MK Ultra meds, Vax, 5G, BLM. Oh, 5-7. Yeah. 7th letter in the alphabet. It's a purge and highlighting of gratefulness. Huh, that's interesting perspective. We are being invaded from within. They have infiltrated our government and schools and pharma. Dun, dun, dun. Danny, man, elaborate. When I say it is over, you can call it Democrat. Some blame the Democrats. Some blame the elite. Some blame the Russians. Some blame Trump. Why is the blame the focus? Why are election years so energetic? What is the big deal? I think it's because that's when the elites pay for agitators and energizers, if you will, to go out and make things a bigger deal than they really are. Whatever the most sensitive topic is. Or you know, it doesn't have to be the most significant. It just has to be a topic that's not a main focus that would crumble the elites. You know, or am I just talking crazy talk? I don't know. It's a big deal because the money flows. It's because the child predators are being exposed. Yoinks. Yikes. Yeah. You can't blame labels. It's good versus evil. That's a good one. Boom, we got a phone call.
Call from Nikki.
Hello, hey, what's up? Who we got here, Nikki?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, Nikki?
So, I see you're kind of bored right now. Figured I'd call in and give my 2 cents.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So, I've never in my life paid attention to the news media until the virus came out. This is when I got to where I started paying attention to what was going on.
Right.
I have usually, because my husband is military, paid attention to CNN and, the top things that have always been popular for years. And until recently, military usually went by what CNN spoke of.
Right.
That's where they got their information from. But then I started seeing a spin. There was a major, major spin in the way things were playing out. I started to see this shift over to what my husband calls the dark side.
Whoa, okay.
So I started contacting my family, and I started making masks. I took everything real serious at first. I have made hundreds and hundreds of masks for first responders, police.
That's awesome.
He works in a residential home taking care of patients that can't take care of themselves. Well, when Trump shut everything down in January, the travel and stuff, I was like, okay, this is serious.
Uh-oh, yeah.
And from that point, I started digging deeper. I stopped paying attention to the mainstream media at all costs. So I started doing my own research. I started digging deeper. I did watch Fox a lot because they actually played the entire live stream instead of, cut and chop pieces up and put it to where they wanted to spin it.
Right.
So I watched those, and I think it's called Breitbart or Breitbart.
Breitbart.
I watched them a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's OAN. I watched them. They're the only ones that would play the live feed for anything that went on with the president. So
Yep.
I did a lot of research, and I started looking up things with Biden. 1977, Vice President Biden made the comment that he did not want segregation in schools because he did not want his children going to school in a racial jungle. Look it up. Fact checked already.
Boom.
So I started digging a little deeper. That wasn't the first time he made racial comments. He made racial comments through his entire career. Look it up online. Trump never made racial comments.
Watch out, Biden supporters.
With Trump's presidency, he has made sure that the black community has been in the lowest unemployment rate ever. There are more black people that had jobs until the virus. Where did this virus come from? It didn't come from animals.
So
2005. Pull the files up yourself. Fact check. Obama, Fauci, they have patents. Bill Gates have patents to the virus. There are already files. They just been released. That virus was man-made by switching a single protein and turning it into what it is now.
Wow. And you believe it come out of a like a Wuhan biological facility or something like that?
I believe that it was moved to China to hide that paperwork, to hide that paper trail. But when the investigation took place and Trump sent people over there to investigate, Fauci's, Obama's, all their names were brought up in the patents to that virus. What happened to hydroxychloroquine when Trump said that it worked? What happened to it? Democrats made everybody take it off the table. But here's the funny part. Another doctor stood up in February. My son works frontline. He deals with COVID patients every day.
Wow.
My doctor told us, go get quinine water from your local food store, get zinc 30 milligrams a day, 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. My son works with COVID patients every day. My husband's military. He's out every day. No one in my house has contracted the virus because we're taking that.
Wow, that's awesome. See, I'm completely ignorant to all of this, and I'm just kind of living on a wing and a prayer here. I don't leave the house very often. Tiff usually does most of the errand running, and the kids have been homeschooled ever since they shut down the schools. And I don't think we we wanted to homeschool anyway.
Yeah.
And for now, I think we're just going to stick with it. And so, goodness gracious, see, I'm ignorant to all of the, because I've been doing and covering the.
You've got my number now. You can call me anytime you want information. I've got it.
Well,
all of it.
That's awesome. You could definitely call back in with more of this because, I don't hear, either side, because of course you've got anti-vaxxers and you got vaxxers, or whatever you want to call them, and then you got maskers and you got anti-maskers, and this will be the next conflict. This will be, if this all coils out with BLM and all this stuff we're seeing in the streets, the next controversy, we've already seen it, either, what was it, today or yesterday, it was yesterday, there was a protest in St. Paul against the mandate for wearing masks. So I believe that that's the next thing. That's next.
Okay, let me bring something else up real quick about those masks. Last week, there was a hearing in the White House. They were discussing the stuff with, Mark Zuckerberg and them.
Yeah.
After Mr. Jordan, I just call him Mr. Jordan. After he was done speaking, and they passed it on to the next person, that person then threw something back at Jim, and he spoke up about it. There were files that were brought up. They have all the evidence. This woman was also Democrat, totally against it. And two things that chairman yelled at him because he was speaking. He said, "Shut up, put your mask on, put your mask on."
Yeah.
Those masks are not to keep you from getting sick. It is to set you up for being silenced. That's what it is about.
Wow.
And all these little puppets in the road right here, they're on those little strings by Puppet Master Biden, and they're being yanked around. And as soon, if the Democrats win, all these little puppets that are in the street right now, they're going to be kicked aside. They're only doing this for the vote. Democrats don't care. The BLM donation. Black Lives Matter, right? If Black Lives truly mattered, then all that money that went to the BLM movement would be put into the black communities that need it the most. But instead, it is lining the pockets of all the Democrats in the House. If you go right now to the BLM donation page, click on it. It'll show you Act Blue. You can click a link on there, and it shows you everybody it goes to. That goes to Biden, Nancy, AOC, Omar, all of them.
Really?
Yes, sir. Every bit of it.
See, ever since the protests have started, and I'm talking about all the way back to Minneapolis, man, I haven't been able to do my research, or, I haven't been able to, YouTube and, and Google like I normally could. And so, like I said, I'm just completely ignorant to all of this, and I just see that, I see the sides that are being taken, and I don't know what is up with the hydrochloroquine situation, if that's...
Okay, so...
Is that like a cure? Is that basically...
Hydroxychloroquine is given to all military when they go overseas to prevent them from getting malaria. It has been used for years and years and years and years and years. No side effects. None.
I remember talk about them saying that they should treat it like malaria in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But to everyone that is in this call right now, be smart. Get a pen and paper right now. Tonic water at your local grocery store. Make sure that it has quinine in it. 30 milligrams of zinc, 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day. Every day. And it only takes 2 ounces of that quinine water every morning. It also gets rid of stiff joints. It also gets rid of muscle spasms.
Wow. Well, awesome. I just wrote that down.
Trust me. If you have knee cramps, any of that, it'll get rid of that too. That's why they give it to, or they give hydroxychloroquine to arthritis patients, lupus patients.
Wow.
It takes the pain away. So this whole thing, the thing that I'm telling you right now, the reason they don't want hydroxychloroquine is because remdesivir costs $1,000 per dose to get rid of this virus. They're pissed off because there is a $20 cure to the virus.
Huh.
That's why they took it out. That's big pharma.
Yeah. Yeah. Big Pharma's been on the move for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, doing a lot of stuff. And so the masks are about control, or you hate old people and you're crazy.
When Biden made his speech about bringing in Islamic law, think about that. Masks, face covering. Omar, what does she want to bring into the U.S.?
Yeah.
Sharia law.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these people in the streets are voting for that. They're voting for communism.
But soft communism, right? Because their argument is that there's
Maybe
nobody.
That's what they're voting for, but if you listen to Biden and AOC and Omar and Nancy and Schumer and all them, they want communism. They want all the control. I guarantee you they will bring China in.
Ooh. Wow. Yeah. And so, because I feel like that steps on the people who want socialism. It really steps on their toes, especially when you go talking about communism. I don't know what I don't know how closely related they are. Socialism sounds a lot like utopic sharing of things, and then there's communism, which is they'll shoot you and make your family pay for the bullet. So
if they bring in Sharia law, it's going to be nasty. You're going to be.
They can't do that though. Come on, right?
Children.
Oh, Amanda.
If the Dems win, yeah.
We have Nikki on the phone. Amanda wanted to know who was on the phone.
Oh, sorry.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. I have your recipe written down. I think that is very valuable. I'm very thankful that you've given.
You can look up that doctor online. I don't remember his name right now.
Oh crap! I didn't write that name down.
I don't have it. I just know it's on Facebook. Just look up doctor about hydroxychloroquine and it'll pop up.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. I got that.
All right. You have yourself a good day.
You too. Thank you so much for calling in. All right. So what's up? Who else is wanting to call? Like for-profit prisons. Ooh, that's another subject. Who wants to just crack it open? Okay, with Twitter, with freaking what is it? Bill Clinton is a pedo. If that's trending hashtag on Twitter, I don't know what can't we talk about today? You know, what can't we talk about? The recipe. The recipe is tonic water with quinine. I'm sorry if I don't know how to say that right. Quinine. 30 milligrams of zinc, right? And 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. And it's a preventative. And I want some. Gin and tonic. Hey, I got some gin. Who's got the tonic? Amish lives matter. quinine, chloroquine, are ionophores. Oh, crap, Intel. You're way smarter than me, man. They allow zinc to pass through cell walls. Whoa, that's cool. Holy crap. Gin equals boomer drink. Oh, man. A boomer drink? What is that? All right, I suppose we should get some audio. I wish we could get some audio down here. What is this? I thought we had this live. Let me see if I can't find that live. Bear with me. It's a basically looks like Cubans against, I don't know yet. Hold on. Landon, what's your thoughts on Revelations? Ooh, I love Revelations. I've been through Revelations, both versions, the first 11 chapters and the second 11 chapters, 2 different perspectives. I don't know, man. Are you asking me, am I pro-trib, mid-trib, or pre-trib? Or what? Do I like Revelations? Do I dislike Revelations? I'm actually going to send my wife. Also, to those of you guys, especially in the playback, anyone who's like from the Second Amendment community here, anybody Second Amendment community, brofist to you. Let's not get in full kit and go out here. Let's think about, for right now, I'd say let's say the next 2 or 3 weeks. I wouldn't be a part of any. I don't think it's that serious, and I would hate to, tarnish the Second Amendment somehow by some conflict happening due to manipulation when it just wasn't, the bell hasn't rang, it's not time. You know what I mean? Anyone in the Second Amendment community, let's just not kit up and be out in the streets right now. I think that would, I agree with anyone's Second Amendment right to go and do whatever peaceful, safe activity you want to go do. I'm just thinking, my wife asked me to just, that's just something that, let's see, what part of it are we in? We are living through it right now. Let's see. Yawn. LOL. You know what? To give you guys a really good answer, let me think on that. If, Ben and Anthony, guys, let me think on that for a bit. Where is those on the left? Let's see. One is in Alberta, Harris, Mississippi, or something along those lines. And then we have WDRB, Nulu, Nulu, Cuban restaurant. It's okay. I was going to pull that up on a bigger screen. A Cuban restaurant is gathering in protest to demand placed on businesses by Black Lives Matter supporters. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here.
Thank you. Great job. We love you.
Oh yeah, I know this guy. I know this guy. Nikki, the best way would probably be Instagram. You guys can follow me over on Instagram. If you want to contact me personally, you can DM me over there. I've got my phone like right here.
En este momento en que la nación se debate entre los más grandes conflictos que ha tenido en los últimos 100 años, nosotros estamos en pie en este lugar, intercediendo, atando y reprendiendo todo espíritu de rebeldía, todo espíritu de oposición que se levante en contra de la obediencia de Cristo. Y te pedimos, Señor, por la paz sobre la ciudad de Louisville, te pedimos que todas nuestras
We need to see the
diferencias
truth.
puedan ser resueltas en el nombre y con la ayuda de Jesús. En el nombre de Jesús oramos y te damos gracias. Amén.
Yeah, Brian, I agree.
Heavenly Father, we want to give you thanks for the city of Louisville, for the state of Kentucky.
Ban TikToks. Yeah, so is TikTok doomed?
We are raising prayer, Father God. We are binding every demonic spirit that is trying
How
to
doomed is TikTok?
the advance of the city, the prosperity of the city. Father, we pray for each and every one of the citizens, red and yellow, black and white. All of us, we can resolve our differences in a peaceful manner with justice and peace and liberty for us all. In Jesus' name we pray and we give you thanks. And everybody says, yes, you are.
Microsoft is trying to buy TikTok.
Okay, what I will do now, I will read our message and los hispanos que tengan
How long do you give TikTok before it's either banned or someone else buys it? And is it right or wrong? It's wrong for it to be Chinese spyware. That's not cool. Tik has talked. It used to be a company called Musical.ly. Music.ly.
to say what I will say now. So, please. I'm Luis David Fuentes, and today I will be speaking for the thousands of Cuban Americans who have chosen this.
Man, if they give this place bad reviews, I will travel directly to it just to support it.
Immigrants, we have fallen in love with this city and nation. We have raised our children and start our new life here. Because of this country, we have been able to accomplish so many things. Despite the common challenge that many immigrants tend to face,
Microsoft put a hold on buying it. Many countries are banning it. There was a hearing about it.
Cuban people have become a hard-working and prosperous community in this state. Currently in Louisville, more than 400 businesses are owned by Cuban immigrants. This number represents an annual income of about $90 million per year to the local economy. Although our orgulloso de mi comunidad, orgulloso. Great success in this city, continue to miss our homeland, our neighborhoods we grew up in, and our family left behind.
Huawei, yeah.
All of those, but we had to. We have, and you know why? ¿Saben por qué? We have to escape socialist government that took away our grandparents' private back in 1959 and continue to restrict our civil and political rights today. Most of us risked our lives to be here, como Fernando, and to be able to enjoy the freedom, respect,
It's
and prosperity
CCP
of this
spyware,
nation.
yeah.
But all of these things are in danger today. because of the diffusion and the expansion of the Marxist ideas. No queremos socialismo en esta nación. We love peace. We respect the law and any political leader.
Exactly, Fraulein.
We support justice.
Love your name, by the way. Fraulein Jesse.
No matter the sex,
Fraulein von Hammersmark.
nationality, or political
It reminds me of
affiliation.
Inglorious Bastards.
That is why we are
Fraulein
against any kind of
von
discrimination,
Hammersmark.
any kind of violence,
Doesn't that mean a
or
woman
any
that's
kind of
like married or a
extortion.
woman that's been
Our
married?
community is here
I'm not sure.
not for destroying,
Anyway, I like your name.
but for
Guys,
giving.
make sure you subscribe and ring that bell. I'm not just trying to pander. I'm probably going to be ending the stream here. But make sure you subscribe, ring that bell so that you get notifications. We will be going live here in just a couple of hours to cover Portland, late night protests in Austin, Kentucky, anywhere they may be happening. Smash that like button for me if you can. Subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications, guys. I'm probably going to take a little break, handle some chores, take care of some stuff, and I'll be back later on this evening. We'll be live here on Unspecified Podcast and Review. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, guys. Brofist, and thank you so much, everybody who smashes that like button. Thank you so much, guys. Let's see. Fraulein is a young, unmarried lady. Okay, well, thank you. I wasn't exactly clear. I forgot exactly what it meant. Fraulein von Hammersmark. Fraulein is like miss, not miss. Okay. Check out AmericanContingency.com. Patriots getting prepared together. Oh, yeah. What's his name? He was a ranger. I know that guy. Not personally, but I've seen his YouTube, American Contingency. And now I guess I'm kind of plugging for it. AmericanContingency.com. You don't have to check it out, but if you want to check it out, you can. I haven't checked it out myself, but I have seen the video where the guy that founded it kind of promoted it. What was his name? I saw him on the Sean Ryan podcast. Anyway. Yeah, I'm streaming a little bit earlier today, but guys, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell. I'll be back in just a few hours, couple hours, to cover some late night protests wherever it might be. Portland, Austin, Kentucky, wherever. New York. Mike Glover. Yeah, that's the man. Yeah, Mike Glover with American Contingency. Really cool guy. Really cool. Later, Intel. See you later, brother. See you later, everybody. Bro fist. Pound it. Smash that like button. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I love you. I appreciate you for being here, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Follow me over on Instagram. Unspecified Podcast over on Instagram. I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you. Go check us out. Brofist, if you're into the Second Amendment and content like that, you might like my Instagram. Maybe you won't. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, guys. Brofist it. Pound it. Knuckle love. I'll see you on the next one, guys. We'll be back in a little bit. Boom.